Okay, are we live? We are live. Finally. Oh my god, I am sorry this took so long to set up. Holy shit. I had a minor fucking aneurysm before stream tonight because of a stupid change that Microsoft made to File Explorer. They changed something that was working fine and made it worse for no good fucking reason. And I spent fucking like half an hour searching the internet and finding a fix for this shit because I'm like, no, you are not taking this functionality away from me. Basically, if you want to know what I was having an aneurysm about before stream, let me just pull up File Explorer here. If you're on Windows 11, you're not even going to recognize my File Explorer. But yeah, here we go. So I downloaded this program called Explorer Patcher and spent like another 15 minutes or whatever tinkering around with the settings until I got it how I wanted. So I could do this. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to move files by just hovering over the file path. So yeah, if you want to do that, just search Explorer Patcher, and let me switch to the Discord server here because this changes a lot of shit in your computer when you install this program. So what you need to know if you want to do this yourself, download and install the program, and then open the properties and just go to File Explorer settings and just hit Control Interface Windows 10 ribbon, and then change back, all the shit you don't like that it changed. So yeah, I had to mention that because I spent like 45 minutes, searching for and applying a fix to that shit. Because I'm like, no, you are not taking this away from me. So yeah, I am so sorry this stream is late because of that. But I had to do it. I had to find a fix to that. Because I was not gonna stand for that. That was some bullshit, dude. That was some absolute bullshit. So anyways, yeah, other than that, there's a lot to talk about with this mod. There is a lot to talk about. And like before we even get into playing the mod itself, this mod already, despite only being like 2 weeks old at this point. Let me check calendar. Yeah, came out November 18th. So a little more than 2 weeks ago. This mod's already got some fascinating behind the scenes shit that's been going on with this mod that I've been hearing about. So basically, like going all the way back to August, right? This mod had like that little teaser thing that I played, that little 15-minute teaser. I forget what it was called off the top of my head. Let me go to Doki Mods quick. Through My Eyes. That's right. That's what it was. Yeah, Through My Eyes was like a 15-minute teaser for this mod. And I thought it looked really promising. I looked at that and I'm like, holy shit. This actually looks really good. I was impressed. I liked what I saw. So I am like, holy shit. Salvation is getting a remake, and this looks pretty good. But then, a little over 2 weeks ago, the full release came out, and basically the reaction, what I've heard is that the reactions, from some people that played it were so intense that the developer, Jizz Guy, he deleted his Discord server, deleted the download for the mod off of the subreddit. I posted a working download link in the description. Actually, let me fact check myself. I posted the link to the download on Doki Mods, Something appears to be missing. So, never mind. I'm actually going to update the description real quick. That doesn't work. So, let me just fix that quick. So, yeah, it's still technically posted on Doki Mods, the Salvation remake, but the download no longer exists. He not only removed it from the subreddit, he removed it from Mediafire, so you can't even find it on there. So what I'm gonna do, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Normally, I like to archive. Normally, I like to archive mods that have no download. But because this mod is so new, and because the dev like actually removed it themselves, and because this mod is so new, I feel like I should respect their wishes and just not post the download in my own Google Drive, just the version that I have, because I was fortunate enough to grab it like a few days before it was taken down. But I think in this case, just out of respect for the guy, I'm gonna wait on posting the version that I have to my delisted mods archive on my Google Drive, because I have a few mods in there that are like hard to find, because I want to spread them around. I'm somebody that really cares about preservation of things. That's why I try to get most of my stuff physical when I'm talking about like consoles and stuff. I always try to get the physical disc when I can, because I like having that disc. I like knowing I'm like, okay, I have the disc. I'm good. I have something. So yeah, this is definitely playing tricks on my morals. This is definitely making me question, what I should do morally in this situation. Because, my preservationist side, is fighting with, the other side that's telling me, dude, the dude just took this down like a week or two ago. Maybe, don't be that guy. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess if you want the download to the mod, if you want it, message me and I can like send you the copy that I have. I don't know. So anyway, on a bit of a more chipper note, how about the Wild going 3 in a row? We're actually going on a bit of a winning streak now. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna get things set up here so we can get started and find out what the heck kind of reactions this mod could have generated to cause such a reaction from the developer. By the way, let me know if you hear my new keyboard, because it sounds very different from my old one. It's a low profile Logitech keyboard. and it's a little more like it's a little it's a little more like this, a little more of that kind of clicky click 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 click, as opposed to the old one where it was like clack 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 clack. So yeah, that's been new for me. I'm still figuring out like how to get a proper like setup going with it. Cause unlike my old keyboard, it didn't come with any kind of like palm rest, and the old palm rest sits just a little bit high for my taste. And if I don't want to use the old palm rest, I either got to find a lower one or get some kind of mat to put under this keyboard. Otherwise, it just sits on my desk and my wrists just get sore typing on it. So yeah. Also, I've been getting used to the fact that instead of the tilde, tab, caps, shift, and control being the end of the keyboard, that there's G1 through G5 on the sides of the keyboard, like extra keys. I've been getting used to the fact that that is a thing, and it's kind of throwing off some of my mental memory, my muscle memory with where to find control on the keyboard when I'm playing and stuff. Because like I just looked for the end of the keyboard with my pinky, and it's like, wait, G5 is there, not control. Shit. So what I actually did in games that use the corner control button, I just mapped G5 to the same button. There we go. And I'll go send that out, and then we will get started, and we will get a few hours into this. Like I really want to find out what the heck happened with this mod. Like, what the hell kind of content is in this mod to generate such a reaction from people that played it. Like, I have no idea, dude. I have no clue what it could be. Like, I remember there was some stuff about the what is it? The original, some of the stuff about the original story that I think some people took umbrage with, but I thought Salvation was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. So I really don't know. Cause yeah, holy shit. When I first heard about that, like what I found out about the mod and what kind of reaction it got, I was like, dude, hello? It's like, bro, could be case of people going crazy over nothing. Yeah, some people are saying it's an overreaction from the developer, cherry picking some negative reviews that he got. Just not being able to take criticism well. But I wasn't part of the server. I wasn't part of like his Discord server, so I wouldn't know what the reactions were like. I wanted to hear. I wouldn't mind hearing from some of the people who are actually part of his server before it went down. Because yeah, bro, like everybody in that server got booted, and then like he closed down the server. The only thing I had to go on was a post I saw on the subreddit that had a message from the developer themselves, Jizz Guy. And some people are memeing about his reaction to Salvation Remake and the criticism and what he did. But yeah, it was a pretty sensational reaction, if you ask me. Oh shit. That is a mod I covered a little while back that's had an update. I'm looking for the post that I saw, but I'm gonna go ahead and bookmark this real quick. Chapter 2 demo release for The Rising Knight. Yeah, I covered that one a while back. I didn't actually finish it, actually. So maybe I should go back to that one. Oh, that'll be interesting. There's a 2023 Natsuki Mod Jam happening, apparently. Interesting, interesting. Okay, here we go. Before we get started, last thing I want to share before we get started, I just found the post. Yeah, this is the only bit of information that I have to go on. Yeah, here we go. So, this is the post I saw from the server. Yeah, basically, it sounds like he didn't take the negative criticism he got very well. Like, I understand where the dude's coming from. I understand where the dude's coming from 100%. Like, that negative feedback really sticks out. But on the other hand, you shouldn't, if it's not, constructive criticism, you really shouldn't let it bother you. Because if they are just being negative for the sake of being negative, then yeah, they're just trying to get to you. They're just trying to bug you. So just don't. Don't listen to them. That's the advice I have if Jizz Guy themselves happens to see this, happens to be listening. I know it's harder than it sounds, and I've got Zach Imprudent and some other mod devs that have followed my streams that have heard. Yeah, you're gonna get some negative feedback. There's gonna be people that just aren't into what you've put out. But if they're not being constructive about their opinion, then you shouldn't let it bother you. But if they have, something constructive to say, then you should listen and just take into consideration what they have to say, because ultimately they want your project to succeed. They just wish, it could be better, if that makes sense. And they're giving you suggestions on how it can be done better. Imprudent, you say, from what I've heard, public consensus is that Salvation Remake was very filler heavy and filled with plot holes. Well, that is the mission we are embarking on tonight, Imprudent. That is what we are here to find out tonight, aren't we? I want to find out for myself, like I always do. So let's dive into it and let's find out why this mod caused the reactions that it did. There we go. There's a new HoloLive game on Steam. Neat. Very neat. Oh yeah, by the way, the Monica peeking over the logo, the Jibika peeking over the logo, I didn't put that there. That's just part of the logo for this mod. Sounds interesting. So yeah, here we go. Without further ado, Salvation Remake is a mod for DDLC. Yes, very obvious, Ben. Thank you for saying that. Yep, designed to be played after the official game. Contains spoilers. Is a remake of the 2018 mod known as Salvation. You don't say. It is not necessary to play the original to enjoy this one to its fullest. That apostrophe is not necessary. I can't believe I already have to say that in the beginning here before we've started properly playing. But yeah, that apostrophe is just not necessary. A short disclaimer from me, JizzGuy6. The first few CGs were done by me and touched up by my friend Lali Sakuya. They probably aren't that great, but they should improve as you progress through the mod. I mean, if you're putting that out there, I don't know if you just didn't have the means to improve them or if you really wanted to just keep those originals in. But wouldn't it make more sense to get some new ones based on those original ones in there instead to keep it more consistent? That's just me asking, legitimately why. You love to inject yourself with masochism, Zach? Sounds like fun. I sincerely hope this does not affect your experience. Game files for DDLC required and can be downloaded at this link or Steam, yada yada yada. Standard effects. Looks like the UI is going to be relatively unchanged. That's alright, we're more concerned about its contents. By playing Salvation, you agree that you've completed DDLC and accept any spoilers contained within. So here's our menu. A mod made by a wonderful group of people. Okay, that's actually really clever. Bro, I don't think I've ever seen one of these. Monica, what are you doing? Oh, okay, this is new. I didn't click anything. The game did that for me. That's one way to introduce the mod. Okay. They did that in the original? Okay, I don't remember that. You gotta remember, it's been a while since I have played the original. You gotta keep that in mind. It has been a hot minute since I have played the original. Yep. Do the standard checks. Yep, nothing there. Standard stuff, standard stuff. I am very thorough, as you guys know. I like to check everything. If they did that in the original, like I said, I just don't remember. Alright. We're gonna go with the classic standby. Just me. Just me. Just me. Alright, yep, volume's working. Everything would be easier if I just deleted her. Is that what I did in the original Salvation playthrough? I'll be honest, I didn't study up on my original Salvation playthrough, so if you were hoping I would keep things consistent between the two playthroughs, I'm sorry. She's the one who's making this so difficult. Yep. You better name yourself Homer. Okay, if you're not there when I start that mod, once it comes out, yell at me. You have yourself a deal. Wait, what is this? I can't delete her? Why isn't it working? Oh god, I think I overdid this. I thought I had full control over the code. This is gonna be a lot harder than I thought. I know, I'll just have him try and fix it. That shouldn't affect my plans too much. Wake up, Ben. Front and center. You don't need to tell me to wake up. Oh, wait, it has? Oh, you've been working on the Chapter 2 demo. I'm following too many projects. Sorry if I'm a little behind. Oh, that was not a fourth wall break. I jerk and rise from my bed suddenly. What the hell? Shake my head and rub my eyes as I reach for my phone on the nightstand. It's around 2 in the morning, so I know I didn't get a good night's sleep. I rub my eyes and take a look out my bedroom window. To my surprise, Sarah's bedroom lights seem to be on, which confuses me. Maybe she just forgot to turn off the lights before she went to bed? That seems like something she'd do. I don't know about you, mate, but I could never fall asleep at night if I left my lights on. I don't know about you guys. What, Zach? You mean that they added Peter Griffin? Yes, that's all anybody was talking about today. Ah, wait. What if she's up thinking about what I told her yesterday? I guess that would make sense. She literally told me about her depression. It's probably something she wouldn't joke about. Maybe I should check up on her. Or is that too weird? No, I didn't hear about the event. I'll call her up first. Maybe I'm just overthinking this whole thing. I pick up my phone and unlock it. Not before lowering the brightness so it doesn't absolutely destroy my eyeballs. I would have said before so it doesn't fry my eyeballs. I click on Sarah's contact and hit call. What? Straight to voicemail. Her phone's off? Well, I guess she turns her phone off before bed? I should probably do that too. Suddenly my phone vibrates and I receive a message from Monica. Why is she texting me so late? Excellent question, boy. Excellent question. It's as if she knows something. Oh, you meant the concert that was going on in Fortnite. Yeah, I believe you told me about that last night. But I don't really follow the game or the artist, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I bet the queue for the event just crashed the servers. It's like it was not made to handle the amount of people that Eminem, brings in. So, what the fuck did they think was gonna happen? Great idea on paper, horrible in execution. I open the message and a chill immediately runs down my spine. Hey, sorry to bother you so late, but well, I have a reason to believe Suri could be in trouble. You should check up on her. I'm not exactly comforted by the tone of this message. It was a little too calm in comparison to what the words actually say. In any case, my worries are basically confirmed. I slip on some slippers and walk out the door. Sure enough, down the road, Suri's lights are still on. Interesting take on the nighttime background. Looks a little more lively, I'd say, with the lighting. Can't really see anything moving through her window, though, so I'm still in the dark here. I started thinking back to what I told her yesterday, how I said I'd be there for her and all that. Well, that I also loved her. Yep, so we have a Sayorian on our hands. I mean, I do love her, don't I? I don't know, I thought you said you did. I would hope so. We'll get there when we get there. If I'm being honest with myself, I'm still not too sure about my feelings for her. I don't want her to think I feel this way just because she's depressed, or that I just lied to make her feel better. I get where you're coming from, dude. Also, I like the ambience. But am I lying to myself about my own feelings because she's depressed? I really don't know anymore. I reach Sayori's front porch and let myself in, but not before knocking a few times on her front door. Her parents are almost never around, but they help Sayori pay rent, so I guess it works out. Still, you'd think the parents of a girl with depression would stop by a little more often. So you would think. I guess it's not really my place to judge. I slowly open the door and poke my head into her living room. At this point, it's impossible not to feel awkward. Monica said she was in trouble, so I've got to hurry. You could do with a comma after trouble. Sayori, it's Ben. Saw your lights on and, I wanted to see how you were doing. No response. I'm starting to feel quite anxious now, but I can't help but feel like I'm really overstepping my boundaries here. Isn't this a breach of... I suddenly hear a loud bang from upstairs. Sayori? You alright? That is a good point, Zach. A lack of consistency there. I quickly rush upstairs without thinking. I grab the doorknob and... The sight in front of me is nothing short of horrifying. His body's writhing in pain. Her face twisted in agony. She's suspended in the air, her neck being crushed by the rope from her own weight. Her once cheerful voice is now reduced to weak gargles. Don't just stand there describing it. Do something! Her hands are furiously clawing at it, blood flowing with every gash, staining her fingers red. Her legs are kicking back and forth as she's desperately trying to break free. Sayori! Title drop. Alright. So we have our credits already. Yeah, exactly, Zach. Show, don't tell. If you're gonna tell us that, at least show it too, dude. it would have been another CG. But yeah. A bit of a missed opportunity there. Like, yes, we've seen what that scene looks like from the original game and plenty of other mods for an experienced player like ourselves. Or I should say, like myself. But why would you not show that? That would be a really powerful moment right there to kick things off. That black scientist playtested this? Act 1. Savior. You came for me. Why? Yeah, I've heard people have mixed opinions about him. I like the moving sky in the background there. That's a nice touch. This mod is really going for a cinematic approach. Okay, everyone. The literature club is starting. Let's all have a seat and... I fall to my knees in pain. Huh? That was strange. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, everyone. The literature club I fall to my knees again. Much harder this time. What's going on? I nervously look around me. The atmosphere of the room has changed. Everything that I was worried about is gone. And it's replaced with something greater. What's happening? I'm thrown to the floor by some otherworldly force, and my vision goes entirely black. What exactly happened just now? That, just came right the hell out of nowhere. Low. A girl with pinkish red hair appears in front of me, staring at me blankly. I've never seen this girl in my life. I know I haven't. Yet I'm somehow aware of her presence. She's always been here. Okay. In fact, there are 2 others. No, 3. How is that possible? I quickly stand up and regain my bearings. Oh my gosh, sorry, I never do this. What? My world crumbles around me once again for a split second. Is this the napping club? Are we viewing a memory right now? What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Nothing's wrong! This is... I pause, not out of embarrassment or anything like how I was feeling before. It's pure and utter fear. Fear of what will happen next if I keep this conversation going. This isn't normal, and I have to find out why. This is the literature club. It's so great to have you. It all began there. My epiphany. It all became painfully clear to me. Everything happens for a reason, right? But it wasn't always like this. No, I never wanted to believe it. Despite everything coming apart around me, I never wanted to believe that my friends were all fake. So we're covering Monica's epiphany. So we're getting a new take on it. Alright, interesting. Interesting. That's kind of just an established part of her character, though, and I thought the whole point of the mod was that we were seeing what happens if we save Sayori. So, is this an AU where Monica didn't have her epiphany until after what happened? But then that just raises so many more questions. Like, how do the events of the base game play out in this universe? Like, how does Sayori still end up going down the same path that she did in Act 1 of the base game? Like these are questions that arise when you start to think about it. So I'm just gonna move on, but I'm pointing out that yeah, there's a lot of things that already are not making sense. Yeah, I'm prudent, I know that, but it's in a different context. In the context of this story, I have a lot more questions, because in the side stories from Plus, like, it was acknowledged this is before the events of the base game. Anyway, to continue. Sarah and the others were the only light I had. But even that had to fade away eventually. And I'm here now. This is the decision I have made. This isn't how things were supposed to go, but I'll play along. Okay. Monica will disrupt the canon. Yep, so we're in the hospital now. My legs have been bouncing up and down furiously as I wait for the doctors to let me see Sayori. It just all happened so fast. For the moment I lifted her up and removed the noose, to the ambulance taking her away. It's been a few hours now. Still no sign of any doctors coming to tell me what I really want to hear. She's gonna be okay. I place my face into my hands. I don't know if she's gonna be okay. How could this happen? Did I let this happen? Is all of this my fault? I should have been there for her. I should have been the friend she needed. I was so dense. I never realized that the girl I knew from my childhood wasn't the same anymore. I realize now, more than ever, how terrible of a friend I've been to her. I called her out on her insecurities in front of all her friends, and straight up insulted her. Hell, I think I even ignored her for Natsuki at one point. Is the game louder than my mic? Shit, dude, I even turned the audio in the game down. Well, let me bring my mic a little closer then. There. I don't know why the music is so loud, dude. Like shit, dude, I've been having to turn the music down way more than usual lately. Like, I don't know why it's suddenly like this, where the music is just so much fucking louder than it has been in the past on the game audio track. Alright, you'll have to let me know if that's better. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, mystery user. Welcome to the stream, by the way. How could I take her for granted for so long? She's been my friend since we were kids. Yeah, there's a reason she's the childhood friend. Yeah, dude. Usually I never have to take the music lower than like minus 16-ish decibels. Or like the lowest I'd go is like minus 20. I'm at minus 24 right now. What the hell, dude? That is something I've never had to do. I've never had to go that low. And after hanging out with her again, after so much time has passed, I realized that I do feel something for her. But it was too late for that. Hey, Ben, are you doing alright? Oh, hi! I look up to see a familiar face. The president of the literature club. I'm okay. But Sayori... I know. I understand. Did she... I slowly nod my head. I see. I'm so sorry, Ben. I really should have warned you sooner. Warned me? Are you saying you knew this was gonna happen? No, not like that at all. But I feel like I should have just... She looks down at the floor. Do you mind if I sit down next to you? I shake my head and move aside from the couch I was sitting on. I notice myself shivering quite a bit, probably due to all these nerves running through me right now. That's what I'm hoping to get some explanation on here. Though I guess Monica noticed and quickly rummages through her bag for a blanket of some sort. What's with that face? Yeah, it's like she looked over and she's like, oh. Ben, you must be freezing. You're still in your pajamas. Yeah, well, I didn't exactly have time to change into anything more proper. I don't reject her blanket offer, though. I guess it is a little chilly in here. You seem pretty dressed up, though. Well, you see, the truth is, Sura and I did talk before all this happened. She really did insist on staying home that day we were supposed to work together. But the way she was typing, the way she worded her sentences, it just didn't seem like her. Ugh. And I let myself get further and further away from her as I got older. You're not blaming yourself for all of this, are you? I don't know anymore. And that's the cold, hard truth. I told her I loved her, thinking it would help. It didn't. Also, I just realized we have scroll wheel. One of my favorite features. If you don't know what scroll wheel is, it's what lets me use my scroll wheel on my mouse to scroll back through previously read text. Ugh. I'm pretty sure it's a developer feature, but sometimes they leave that on. Yep. Imprudent Dev would know. He's a, well, dev. Yeah, somebody forgot to turn off the developer config. So yeah, we can also get into this menu by pressing A. I'm not gonna mess with that during the playthrough though, out of respect. Because I want the pure experience. I want to play the mod as it was meant to be played. I let myself drift apart from her, harming our friendship. Why wasn't I able to tell how she was feeling? Did she try asking me for help and I was just too stupid to notice? Maybe I'd have been able to read her better if we hadn't drifted apart. I clenched my fists and slammed them on my knees. Why her? Why did this have to happen to her? My vision starts to blur as tears begin to seep out and fall onto my arms. Monica stays quiet, and my quiet sobs start to mix in with the sounds of the hospital. Make Monica go upside down? No, that's okay. Dude, you wanna know something about Motorcycle Club, like the old version that I played? It's so rudimentary in how it implements the sprites that all I had to do was go into the mod assets folder in the mod and just rotate one of the images to get it to appear different in game. I did that by accident once. And I actually had to fix it during the playthrough. That was funny. Some time passes after Monica joined me in the waiting room. Still no sign of any doctors or nurses to tell me when I can see her. I guess I'm not too familiar with the process on stopping someone from committing suicide, nor the procedures that have to take place to try and fix whatever she damaged. Her distressed face keeps flashing in my mind every time I close my eyes. I pull my phone out of my pocket to check the time. 6 a.m. I'd probably be getting ready for school at around this time. Yeah, not today, boy. Hey, Monica, could you call the school and let them know I'm gonna be absent today? Why don't you do it yourself? Monica shakes her head. No need to worry, Ben. I've already sent emails to my teachers and explained that an emergency came up. Plus, I'm sure the hospital already notified the school of the situation. I'm sure your teachers will understand. I slowly nod my head and look back down at my hands. Suddenly, a doctor comes out from a nearby room looking quite tired. But imagine, working through the night and all that shit. He nods and motions for me to come towards him. Monica, can you come with me? I don't know if I can handle what I'm about to see by myself. Of course, I planned on it. I still don't quite get what that expression is for. I don't know why that just looks so out of place. I don't know why, that just looks so out of place, dude. I hand the blanket back to Monica and get up from the couch. I walk swiftly up to the doctor and start pestering him with questions. Is she okay? How is she? Is she in pain? How long until she... The doctor, to my surprise, chuckles and pats my shoulder. She's alright, son. You actually saved her life. Saved her life? What? Yeah, you did a good, you dingus. Yeah. We only had to intubate her for a few short moments. Intubate? I'm looking that up. Is that a medical term? Yeah, intubate, it is. Uh-huh, yeah. Especially the trachea for ventilation. So, yeah. They stuck a tube down her throat to help her breathe. If you'd been any later, I think she would have been in a much worse condition. I saved her? What is it about those words that feels so hard to believe? The fact that she still ended up here, but could have been so much worse off, dude? Like, it's a shitty situation, but you did it good. Well, she did get pretty bruised up from that rope. A few of her veins were ruptured, but luckily no arteries were damaged. Oh, thank goodness. Put it simply, she'll be okay. We've notified her parents and contacted her school. We're gonna keep her here for a few days. She's in a medically induced coma at the moment. If you'd like to see her, you can go on ahead. The doctor slowly opens the large door to reveal a somewhat large hospital room. I slowly step inside, not before taking a deep breath and preparing myself for what I'm about to see. I'm gonna keep note of how many times I see this phrase now, because if World of Dreams and this mod share one thing in common, it's that they use this phrase a lot. Monica follows shortly behind me. I quickly walk in and stop dead in my tracks. She seems to be sleeping soundly, but I know it's just the meds keeping her under. Uh-huh. Medically induced coma. Duh. Her neck is all bandaged up, and I assume her fingers aren't much different. Yeah, they probably cleaned them up. Oh, God. Sayori. Oh, shit! There she is. I slowly walk up to the bed and gently place my hand over hers. The doctor's words ring back to me. You saved her life. I still don't feel like I did. I feel like all of this just made it way worse. But she's still alive, you dingus. She's still here. If you hadn't intervened, I think you know what would have happened. Suicide. That word has never felt this heavy before. We'll see. This background has been in 2 other mods you remember, Series 7 years later, and Within. I still stand by my statement that Within, like, has its problems. The mod Within has its problems, but I still think it's a very nice mod. I mean, sure, it's a depressing subject, but it carries a much heavier meaning when you catch your best friend hanging herself. It's the kind of situation nobody wants to be in. Like, I get it, dude. Nobody wants to go and be in that situation, dude. I thought my worries would ease after I saw her, but now they're growing. What's gonna happen when she wakes up? What's she gonna say to me? What's she gonna think when she realizes I'm the one who stopped this from happening? Is she gonna hate me? I turn towards Monica, who seems lost in thought as she stares at Sayori. My vision begins to blur and tears start to fall on top of Sayori's hand. You know what? As much as this straight up sucks, she's alive. My best friend is still alive. And that's what I'm telling you, dude. Yeah, she's still here, and you should be grateful for that. So is that how they did it? That's how they did the time skip, huh? Interesting and prudent. I didn't actually know that about 7 years later. The heart monitor in the background is proof of that. Through my blurred vision, I reach over and brush away strands of Sayori's hair so it doesn't block her face. Everything will be okay, Sayori. I'm here for you. Some time has passed. Maybe. Guess I must have dozed off in this chair, not too far away from Sayori's bed. I slowly rub my eyes and, to my surprise, I see a familiar face in front of me. It's Sayori's mother, sitting in a chair next to Sayori. She looks incredibly distressed and upset, not that it's any surprise. I've only met with her a few times, mostly when I was younger. Exactly, Joey, exactly. Uh-huh. Oh, hold up. I've only met with her a few times, mostly when I was younger. When Sayori turned 18, her parents began working harder and longer shifts, with her dad moving overseas. They don't really stop by too often these days, but I guess they figured Sayori would take care of herself, which is baffling to me because surely they knew about her depression, right? Unless Sayori kept this from them as well? She notices I'm awake and gives me a sad smile. I give her a light smile back. We don't really say much to each other, though. It's not a whole lot to be said, really. Yeah, dude, I knew about the mod series that Dretchnox made 7 years later. I've known about that series. Dogs took the milk and ran a cross-country speed run. Oh, that is horrible. Oh. There's nothing either of us can say that would really make this situation feel any different. I pull out my phone and check the time. Most of the morning's gone by already. I'm starting to feel quite hungry. Sayo's mom. Aw, she doesn't even get a name. How have you been, Ben? I jump after hearing her speak. She isn't looking at me, but I notice tears rolling down her cheeks. I'm okay. Good. That's wonderful. Her voice cracks. It's almost as if she's trying to keep herself together by asking me this question. I notice Monica is also nowhere to be seen. I assume she must have headed back to school without telling me. Assuming she even went today, that is. Sarah's mother checks her watch and looks rather surprised. Forgive me, Ben, but could I ask a huge favor from you? Of course. Anything. I've really got to get going. My job doesn't exactly give me much free time. I can't be away for too long. As much as I would love to stay here and watch her, I can't afford to lose this job. I wouldn't be able to afford the hospital bills if I did. But her dad is on his way, so you don't have to burden yourself by staying here. She stumbles over her words. It's okay, ma'am. I promise I'll take good care of her. No problem. She begins to cry a bit harder this time, but she manages to say thank you before bowing and walking out of the room. I guess I know a little more about why her parents are gone most of the time. Yeah. I don't know why, if you have, in the blacked out version, you wouldn't just show the sprite. I suppose then you'd have to do expressions for it as well, but why not just show it then? I don't know. Working hard to support their daughter. I wonder if Sayori ever felt burdened by that. Maybe. I get up from the chair I slept in and walk over to Sayori's bedside. There she is again. Hey, Sayori. Just wanted to talk, I guess. Not that you can really hear me. I want to apologize for everything. It's my fault you're in this situation. If only I'd come to you sooner. No, if I'd stayed by your side. If only I kept that promise I made to you all those years ago. You know the one. The same day I helped you win that big stuffed cow you wanted so bad. I'd always be your bestest friend. Sure, I'm a horrible best friend for letting things end up this way. I feel a tear roll down my cheek. I'm just glad you're still alive, Sayori. I don't know what I'd do with myself if I lost you. I softly placed my hand over her bandaged one. But I promise, I'll always be here for you. Through thick and thin. Because that's what friends do. I gently lift her hand up and out of the blanket and kiss it softly. As I place her hand back under the blanket, I feel a bit embarrassed. But I don't care anymore. Even after all this, I still think I'm in love with Sayori. I always have been. Have I? Stop doubting yourself, boy! I don't even know the real you. I nearly jumped after hearing a light knock on the door. Ah! You're still here! Someone was looking for you. I thought you had already left with your friend from earlier. Nope. He fell asleep in the chair. I'm surprised you didn't notice. Well, I'll have to ask you to leave the room because we need to check up on Miss Sayori here. Of course. Sorry. Who was looking for me? He smiles as he guides me out of the room. Right. I believe they're a friend of Sayori's. They wanted to invite you to lunch. Wonder who it might be. Monica, maybe? Natsuki? She's in the waiting room. We should be finished within the hour. Thanks, Doc. I walk out of the room and the door slowly closes behind me. I sigh and rub my eyes to hide any tears that may be left behind. The hallways of the hospital are a lot more lively than before, with doctors and nurses walking back and forth tending to many other patients. I walk back down to the waiting room and am surprised to be greeted by... Wow! I guess Natsuki, because he mentioned he did spend like a day with Natsuki. Which means he probably got not one day of like Natsuki route in the base game. So yeah, nice touch. Nice touch. sorry. I grabbed my Kleenex to blow my nose. I swear, every time I have Italian food, or any kind of like really cheesy food, I always have to blow my nose afterwards. The pains of being a cheese lover. Yeah, I heard about that at work today, Zach. Pretty goofy. Hey, Ben. Surprised to see me here? Yeah, actually, a little bit. How did you... Well, Monica told us about all that and canceled the festival as well. Ah, I see. You mean just your part of the festival? Wording could be a little better there. I'm not sure how I feel about Monica just going and telling Natsuki and Yuri about all this. Sayori barely wanted to tell me about her depression. Can't imagine how she'd feel about the whole club knowing about it. Well, it was something that was going to come out eventually, especially after an incident like this. So I can't say I'm surprised. I like the remixed music, by the way. While I've had questions about the story so far, the presentation and the music have been pretty spot on so far, for the most part. Listen, I'm pretty hungry, and, well, do you want to go grab a bite to eat in the cafeteria? I only nod in response. Natsuki and I grabbed a couple of sandwiches from the cafeteria before heading back to the waiting room to eat. It was very crowded in there. Natsuki didn't seem keen on sitting in there, so we decided on the waiting room. Hey, aren't you gonna head back to school? Are you kidding? And let you skip the whole day too? As if. Besides, why would I want to go back to school after what happened to Sayori? I wouldn't really be able to focus. Really? Are you guys close or something? Natsuki gives me a look that immediately makes me feel like an idiot. Duh. She's in your goddamn club, you idiot. I guess that kind of proves I don't really know Sayori or Natsuki that well at all. And I tried dating her too. Natsuki grumbles to herself as she takes a pretty hearty bite out of her sandwich. I've never played Fortnite. I've just straight up never played it. Well, I wouldn't call it close, but she was my friend. I would think that would be obvious to you. But guess I was wrong to assume that about you. What, that he had common sense? Yeah, common assumption. I shake my head and continue eating my lunch. We continue to eat in silence. There isn't really much to talk about anyway. I noticed that she's finished eating a lot faster than I did, as if she was starving or something. Either that or she's just a fast eater. Ah, now that was a good sandwich. What? Really? You think so? I don't know, it was pretty bland to me. Who pinged me? Oh, imprudent. Imprudent boosting the server. You go, bro. You go, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the boosts, dude. Yeah, well, you wouldn't know good food even if it hit you in the face. Alright, I forgot who I was talking to. I shrugged my shoulders and continued eating. I'll admit, this was a little bit of a nice distraction from all of this. But now my mind has shifted back to Sayori in her current state. I wonder if she's awake yet. Probably not, you said? You do recall the doctor saying it was going to be multiple days of a medically induced coma, right? About 30 minutes go by and the doctor finally appears from Sayori's room down the hallway. He flashes me a thumbs up and gestures that it's okay for me to return. Come on, Natsuki. Let's go see Sayori. That comma is completely unnecessary. You don't need that.
Oh, already? Okay.
I slowly walk in and Natsuki follows shortly thereafter. I hear a light gasp escape her before she looks away. Hey, you gonna be alright? What do you think? She just saw one of her friends in a medically induced coma. What kind of reaction would you... Well, I shouldn't say that because we've already seen your reaction, but really, what did you expect?
Yeah, it's just...
Natsuki tries very hard to hide the emotion in her voice, but fails.
It's just really weird seeing her like that. All those tubes in her body. Is this also my fault?
No, you had no involvement in this whatsoever, Natsuki.
Of course not. Don't blame yourself for this. Nobody knew this could have happened.
Natsuki quickly wipes away her tears and takes a deep breath.
Okay. I'm sure she'd hate to see me crying like this anyway. Look, just don't tell anybody you saw me like this, okay?
Wouldn't dream of it. I follow Natsuki as she slowly walks up to Sayori. She sniffles lightly and rubs her eyes before she speaks.
Hey, Sayori. It's me, Natsuki. Gosh, this is so weird, isn't it? Can you even hear what I'm saying right now? I feel like an idiot. But, well, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate having you as a friend, and I'm really glad you're okay. I know I was kind of mean to you at first, but I just didn't really get to know you all that well. That's all. But if I'm being honest with you, you really brought a lot to the club. I can't imagine anybody else as its vice president. So you better get better fast. I don't think I'd ever forgive you if you left me alone with Ben. Natsuki giggles as well, not before wiping away a tear from her eye. Good point, Zach. Well, I honestly wasn't expecting that from you. What? Do you think I don't have a heart or something?
Sometimes. Well, no. I guess I don't really know what I expected. Exactly. He doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what to think anymore.
Let me ask you something, Ben. Just last week, if I had to guess, you were trying to hit on me, weren't you?
I nearly fall over from Natsuki's extremely forward question. Ugh. It's not something I know myself, really. Something just compelled me to go after her, almost as if it wasn't my own decision. But regardless of what happened, the truth is that I did try to go for her. I mean, one look at my poems would tell you that. Why else would I bother writing about puppies and kittens and all that? Excuse me. I blame the pizza. Well, I didn't really expect you to be so forward with me, first of all.
Well, I figured I'd ask you now. I don't think there's really a right time to ask anyway.
I see. Well, I guess if we're all being honest here, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I knew it.
You knew? The whole time? It's not exactly like you were subtle about it, dude.
Oh, come on. It was obvious as hell. I mean, I do appreciate you taking my side and liking my writing, but I kinda always knew Sayori was your kind of girl. Plus, after really thinking it over, I should really try and improve my writing a bit more. I don't mean going all cryptic and weird like Yuri, though. Over the weekend, I realized I can probably get a little more creative with my word choices.
Well, that's great to hear then. Honestly, I'm just glad things don't have to be awkward or anything. Yeah, Sayori, she's special to me. I don't really think I showed it all that much, but deep down, she's still one of my closest friends, you know?
Yeah, I understand. I don't really have anybody I can call a close friend, but I can handle being by myself, too. I'm learning to be independent, and that's a very important skill.
Uh-huh, sure, Natsuki, sure. Now that's the Natsuki I know. I hear a phone go off, seemingly coming from her. As she takes it out, she seems slightly annoyed. Need a phone buzzing or a ringtone or something there. Something wrong?
Oh, not really. My friends are just asking me where I'm at. It is lunchtime at school, after all. I didn't exactly want to mention why I'd be skipping out today.
Oh, I understand. Natsuki quickly types a message and puts her phone away. She sighs and looks back at Sayori, looking very lost in thought. I feel a bit guilty now. I'm not sure if the situation really called for Natsuki and I to have a casual conversation like that. But regardless, we don't say anything to each other anymore. And I think it's better that way. It's already around the time school is over. I've spent most of the day here in this room, watching over my friend who hasn't moved an inch since I got here. I'm very exhausted. That sleep I got earlier wasn't nearly enough to get me back up to speed. I miss my bed. And yet I can't imagine leaving Sayori by herself. It just feels wrong. It's not like I don't trust the doctors or nurses that work here. I just feel like I should be here with her as well. A nurse walks in, and surprisingly, Monica follows shortly thereafter.
Hey, Ben. I honestly didn't expect you to spend the whole day here.
I'm not leaving Sayori's side until I'm kicked out of here.
Actually, that looks like it'll happen soon. Visiting hours are almost over.
Well, I remember hearing that at least one person could stay with a patient if necessary.
Oh, well, that won't be necessary then. I talked to Sayori's mother, and her dad will be staying overnight with her.
You know her mom?
Yeah, it's required that I know all of the girls' parents. Club president stuff, you know?
Huh. Well, news to me. Nobody ever told me that. So you know my mom, too? She fidgets a little. That's a nice detail. She's like, God damn it, don't ask me that question.
Well, yeah, but I've never had any reason to contact her, I guess. It's for emergency reasons.
Right. So what are you doing back here? Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Gosh, so many questions, Ben.
Right, sorry. Oh, it's good to ask questions.
How about I walk you home? I'm sure you'd hate to be alone during all this.
No, I'm okay. I'd actually rather be alone right now. It's a lot to take in. You understand, right?
Oh, yeah, I understand. I guess I'll stay here for a few more minutes then. You should really get your rest, though. I'm sure Sayori wouldn't like for you to suffer just for her sake.
Once again, I shrug my shoulders in response. She gives me a friendly smile as I head out the door. For some reason, I feel like I should be suffering right now. I feel like I deserve it for letting Sayori drift away from me. But there is some truth to Monica's words, I think. She'd probably tell me to get some rest as well. Yeah, you don't say. I decide to take the long way through the city, almost as if I'm biding my time for something, though I'm not quite sure what. I place my hands in my pocket and just look down at the sidewalk. Jeez, I mean, what a day. Even in my own thoughts, I don't know what to think to myself. Just hurts so much to think about how much pain Sayori was in, and I had no idea. I just feel like I could have done more. I know I could have done more. Yeah, it's easy to say that in hindsight. It's so stupid. Ah! What the? I quickly look up to see Yuri. So I believe that remains the same, how we bump into Yuri. Uh, 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 I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yuri? What are you doing here? Ben? Oh, Ben, I'm so sorry. I'm so clumsy. I didn't even see you. Oh no, that was entirely my fault. Here, let me help you with your books. It's obvious Yuri doesn't want me to get her books for her, so I quickly pick them all up before she has any objections. So, what are you doing out here anyway?
Well, I heard about the news. Well, I heard the news about Sayori. I wanted to go see her.
I was just there. Visiting hours are ending in a bit, I believe. That's what Monica told me anyway.
Really? Oh, I'm always messing these things up, aren't I?
No, it's okay. It's fine, really. I'm sure Sayori wouldn't mind at all. Yuri stays quiet and sniffles.
Well, I guess I'll just head home then. I'll visit her tomorrow.
I'll probably be there too. The whole day. Natsuki also skipped her second half of classes to come see her.
Oh, Natsuki as well? So, I'm the only one who didn't visit.
Trust me, it's okay. I'm almost positive she'd understand. She'd probably say stuff about how school is more important or something. Thinking about it, I don't even think Yuri liked me all that much back in the club. We never talked to each other much after the first few days. Was it because I never took her writing advice? Or that I just sided with Natsuki all the time? Yuri? I want to apologize for not really taking any of your advice last week about writing. I don't want you to think I didn't appreciate it or anything, it's just, I don't really know what came over me. I mean, joining a club, surrounded by all these girls I've never met before, it was all pretty overwhelming. You know what I mean, right?
You don't need to explain yourself, Ben. I completely understand. If we're both being honest with each other, I would be lying to myself if I said it didn't bother me, though. I guess I saw you as another chance to find someone who appreciates me for who I am and isn't afraid of me, and that I started saying too much, didn't I? I'm sorry.
It's okay, Yuri. Again, that's why I'm apologizing. I didn't mean to make you feel that way or anything. Yuri stays silent, fidgeting with her hair. An awkward silence now sweeps over us. Well, I should get going. Will I see you at the hospital tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so. I should be able to afford missing class then, so I'll be there all day.
Great! Maybe we can get to know each other a little then. Sound good?
Yeah, I think I'd like that. I'll see you then, Ben.
I turn around and start heading back towards my house. I don't exactly know if that would be considered a success in making a friendship or not. Like I said earlier, Yuri and I didn't exactly get to know each other well in the club. Didn't I get my poem ignored one time? Yes. I can't really remember anymore. I let out a pretty hearty yawn and rubbed my eyes. Yep, it's a sign that it's time to get home, boy. I really should get some proper sleep. I'm so tired that I completely forgot I'm still in my pajamas from last night. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be up all night thinking about Sayori. As I reach my neighborhood, I catch a glimpse of Sayori's house just a little short ways away from mine. God. Today would have been very different if Monica didn't wake me up last night. I guess I never got to thank her properly for that. I think back to the day Sayori confessed to me about her depression. I didn't understand her at all. I didn't understand how she was feeling. I really wanted to help her. I really did. I really wish you wouldn't use the word really so much. I wish I could tell her that. I wish I could just tell her that I really wanted to make things better for her. And Monica, she told Sayori that Natsuki was coming over, right? If Monica knew how Sayori was feeling, why did she bother mentioning that? I shake my head. Probably just a coincidence. It's not like I expected Monica to know exactly how Sayori was feeling at any moment either. I take one last look at Sayori's house before heading inside my own. I'll see you tomorrow, Sayori. So again, the lighting, the cinematography, and the background work, all of that, I think, like, the presentation of this mod, I think, is really good so far, but the story, I think, yeah, definitely raises a lot of questions early.
Something is definitely different here. I've lost control over these files. Why? The game is continuing despite all this? Were things meant to play out this way? Natsuki and Yuri are acting quite different as well.
An acknowledgement that, yeah, something is different with Yuri and Natsuki.
In any case, this shouldn't be a problem. I've got this. If I'm being honest, seeing how everyone's reacted to all this has been interesting. But they really don't feel this way. They can't feel at all. Although, Sayori's heart monitor still rings in my head. Over and over and over again.
It wasn't your fault. It was. I know it was. Because all I had to do was take care of you and watch over you, like any friend should. We drifted apart. That's nobody's fault. Are you telling me there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that I could have done to prevent this? Yes. Because nobody can help me then. You don't understand me. But I want to understand. Can't you see that I'm trying? I think the next line I would have expected there is, I don't understand me. I slowly opened my eyes, only to close them back after realizing how bright it is outside. Ah, my eyes. Stupid sunlight. This is why we have this magical thing called blinds. Like, oh my god, dude. It's an indication that I let myself sleep in for quite some time. I turned and checked the time on my phone. Sure enough, it's already 10:30 in the morning. Pretty typical wake-up time for me. Very late for school, but just in time before visiting hours at the hospital. I quickly slip on some casual clothes and head downstairs to make a quick breakfast before heading out. Sounds good to me. As I'm about to enter Sayori's room, I hear some light chatter coming from the other side. Yep, the gang's all here. To my surprise, all three girls are already here in Sayori's room. All three of them decided to skip class? For Sayori? Hey, Ben. Guess somebody decided to sleep in, huh?
And all on a school day too, no less. Tisk, 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 Ben.
What? You honestly didn't expect me to go to school after all this happened, did you?
Don't worry, Ben. School was canceled today, so you're all good.
It was? I don't remember hearing anything about that.
Neither did we, but Natsuki and I were willing to skip class together until Monica sent us a text message. That said, Monica, why was school canceled in the first place?
Monica fidgets a little, almost as if she wasn't expecting to be asked this type of question.
Oh, something about the school needing an emergency fumigation. Some kind of rat problem. Rats? We have rats at our school? Disgusting. Ew!
Natsuki, could you keep it down? I'm sure the other patients in the hospital don't really appreciate all that noise you're making. Natsuki grumbles and quiets down. I glance over at Sayori, who looks exactly the same as she did yesterday. If it wasn't for her heart monitor and her chest slowly rising up and down as she breathes, I'm sure most people would have assumed she was dead. Oh hey, where's her dad? He stayed overnight, didn't he?
That's right. He went out to get some stuff. Something about getting Sayori's favorite things. I don't know. He didn't really elaborate, which is understandable.
Right?
Hey, Yuri. I'm hungry. Want to go grab a bite at the cafeteria? Natsuki, isn't it a little early for lunch?
Yeah, 10:30 to 11 is kind of early for lunch.
Not for me, it isn't. Jeez, so inconsiderate. Fine, I guess I am a little hungry. Let's go.
Will those two ever be friends? I think we all know the answer to that one.
I think they're both willing to try.
Truer words were never spoken. Monica slowly walks up to Sayori and places her hands on the edge of the bed.
Wonder when she's gonna wake up.
Me too. Just a few more days, I guess. By the way, Monica, thanks for sending me that message the other night. I think it's because of you I was able to make it to Sayori in time.
Of course, Ben. It's the least I could do, really. Would have left her hanging if that wasn't the case, huh?
Oh! Monty, too soon. Oh, god damn it. What the hell? Isn't that's in poor taste, isn't it? A joke like that? Monica suddenly looks as if she wasn't expecting me to really react in this way, which is strange. Was she expecting me to laugh at something like that? I think it's more she's just realizing what she said.
Sorry, Ben. I'm not very good at trying to make light of a bad situation.
Then wouldn't it have been better to not say anything at all?
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Ben. I didn't mean to make you upset or anything.
Hello, Laura. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing tonight? It's fine. I guess this isn't something any of us are used to dealing with, huh? Monica slowly nods her head and stares at Sayori.
If there's anything I've noticed about her, it's that her eyes don't seem as upset as Natsuki's or Yuri's. She seems to be somewhat indifferent? I don't really know Monica all that well, so I could be heavily misjudging her here. But it also seems like she's got a lot more on her mind, and I'm sure this situation isn't helping it. Decidedly not, yeah. I mean, maintaining a club, focusing on all her classes, and then all this had to happen. I
would have to imagine she's pretty stressed out. How are you holding up, Monica?
Me? I'm doing okay. I mean, as okay as I can ever be during something like this.
You sure? You've probably got a lot on your mind.
I'm fine, really.
Well, if you say so. I look back at Sarah and let my mind drift away as I think back to the day she invited me to the club. I was so mean to her at the time. She only ever wanted me to join the club with her, and I kept shutting her down. I only ever went because I heard there was going to be cupcakes or something.
How about you, Ben? You definitely seem to have a lot on your mind. Why don't you talk about it?
Well, of course I do. But I don't know if I'm ready to discuss how I'm feeling about all this yet. All I can say is, I just feel guilty about everything.
I totally understand, Ben. But you can't blame yourself for everything that's happened. See, Sayori's always been this way. Probably before you two even met.
Way before. Sorry, I read that wrong. You really think so?
I'm pretty sure.
You sound like you know quite a bit about her, huh?
Eh? I mean, of course. We started the club together after all.
I see. Well, there's this feeling that I can't shake. Like, all this happened because I joined the club. She saw me with Natsuki and Yuri and thought she deserved to feel that pain. I can't help but feel like I put her through all that. And then to top it all off, I confessed my feelings to her after she told me about her depression. She must have felt so much worse after that.
Well, it could have been worse. You could have told her you were her closest friend or something like that.
I kind of feel like telling her my feelings wasn't the best way to go about things, though. What if that could have been the right thing to say to her? What's the happiest you've ever been? Scattered Faith collab is kicking off like mad right now. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome, dude. I hope it goes well for you. Oh, I bumped my mic. I hope it goes well, dude. You have my support. If you don't know what he's talking about a collab that he's starting on Spin Rhythm. He's charting a song called Scattered Faith, and he wanted to get a collab off the ground. He was telling me about this last night, and it sounds like it's finally starting to hit paved earth. XD level 75 we're looking at for the difficulty. That's pretty high based on what you've told me, yeah, so best of luck with that. I don't want her to think that I only said that just because she told me about her depression, you know?
But that isn't your fault. Nobody would hold you accountable for saying how you felt. Maybe it was just bad timing or bad judgment, but definitely not your fault.
Bad timing, yeah, that's for sure. Not a word is spoken between us for quite some time, and the silence is only broken by a nurse knocking on the door and walking in. She kindly greets us both before going over to Sayori's bed and adjusting a few things. How's that going, Imprudent? I didn't know they had a server.
Do you ever think about how easy it would be to just put Sayori out of her misery?
The fuck? Also, that is awesome. We're debating Okabe time travel logistics. Amazing. Yeah, keep me posted on how that goes, Cerberus. But also, what the fuck is this line, Monica? What the hell? What prompted this? Okay, yeah. If the way she was behaving before wasn't a red flag, that something is definitely askew with Monica in this mod. This is the dead giveaway. That line right there is the dead giveaway. That that she needs to be put on an FBI watch list. My eyes widen and I shoot Monica a stern glance. It's not even the line itself, it's how casually she says that. Oh, I didn't mean for that to come out like that. How else was that supposed to come out? I guess my brain is just kind of going wild right now. But just think about it, Ben. Do you think her life is gonna be any better after she wakes up? Geez, pessimist much? It's probably going to be very painful for her. Yeah, but she's alive, and she will get better. I don't need to explain this to you. You know this. I know this. Everybody watching knows this. I remain silent. Things aren't ever going to be the same, Ben. Surely you can see that as well. That's what's been bothering me so much about all this. She's not gonna be that same girl you once knew. She's in her low-tier god arc. She has no reason to put up that front she's always had, because everyone knows the truth now. I'd hate to think what would happen if she... Just stop. I don't want to think about that right now. I like how his response is like, just shut up. I don't want to think about it right now. Well, you're gonna have to confront it eventually. But I can't help but lean towards the idea that she's right about all this. I mean, therapy is gonna happen. It has to. What's a loser like me supposed to do for a girl like Sayori? The best thing I can do is be there for her. Like a best friend should. Duh. Monica, can I ask you something weird? Sure, ask away. What kind of person is Sayori to you? What does she mean to you? Mean to me? She closes her eyes and stays quiet for a little while, almost as if she's really thinking hard about what she has to say. Well, she's the vice president of the literature club. She's the one who helped me get the club going. I didn't know her all that well before then. Better than me, I guess. She shoots me a strange glance before continuing. Well, in terms of what she means to me as a person, I don't know if I could really have a proper opinion on that. I only know about how she acts around me and the others, but I don't really know her. We did have somewhat of a good connection at the beginning of the club, but after what's happened, I still don't feel like I know her. Does that make sense? Yeah, I guess it does. So does anybody know Sayori? I mean the real Sayori. I obviously didn't. Monica sighs and turns her head towards Sayori. I'm gonna get going, then. See you tomorrow? I nod in response. Tell Natsuki and Yuri I'm heading out. I'm now alone with Sayori again. Well, me and the nurse, but she's focusing on her work. A few minutes go by before she gives me a friendly smile and heads out of the room. I walk over to her bedside and place my hands on the rail. Hey, Sayori. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm here again, just like I promised. No response, as expected. Her beeping heart monitor is enough for me. Yeah, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monica all came to see you. Guess you've got a lot of people who care, huh? Of course she does. Avant-garde! The man has returned! Welcome back, dude. Been a hot minute. How the heck are you, dude? Your mom and your dad, too. They've been working really hard taking care of you. Isn't that cool? Jeez, it's only been a day and I feel like it's been forever since I've been able to talk to you. You don't realize what you have until it's gone. I don't know if you heard about what Monica said, but, well, I can't help but feel like she's right about all that. Stop being silly, boy. I never got to know the real you. I thought I did, but clearly I was very wrong. If only I'd known sooner. I glanced over to her heart monitor, which starts to beat a little faster than normal. I can imagine you are, dude. I always say it, but you gotta put yourself first, man. Your own life comes first. The channel will always be here if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing. But you focus on yourself first, Avant-Garde. It's really nice to see you, though. And I'm glad you're here with us tonight. So what have you been working on? School? In post-secondary, high school? It's been a bit since I've talked to you, so I don't remember what was going on with you the last time I saw you. So sorry if I'm a little out of date with what's been happening with you, dude. Her heart rate increased from 68 to 74 in just a few seconds. Is she? I look around for something to call the doctor without making a ruckus. Working to pay the bills. Ah. Sure enough, beside Sari's bed was a little phone that had a call nurse button on it. As I'm about to hit the button, I notice Sayori? Her eyes slowly open, which makes me involuntarily gasp out loud. She blinks a few times before her eyes turn to look at me. Well, this is sooner than expected. So what kind of work are you doing these days, then? We make eye contact. As tears start to form in my eyes, her heart rate increases. Without looking away from her eyes, I push the button on the phone and let it fall to the ground. Well, that was a scene. But you know what they say, show, don't tell. Another missed opportunity there. A single doctor and a nurse calmly begin asking Sari questions as she stares up at the ceiling. Not sure how well she'll be able to speak, given her condition and all. Can you breathe okay? She nods slowly. Alright, we're gonna remove the oxygen mask now. The mask slowly comes off Sayori's face and is placed to her side. Suddenly, Sari slowly points to her neck and shakes her head. Is she unable to speak? I understand. Your voice will probably be hoarse for quite some time. She shakes her head again and opens her mouth to speak, only to be interrupted by violent coughing. Take it easy, Sayori. You still need time to recuperate. Son, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Privacy reasons. I'm sure you'll understand. I catch Sayori's eye move towards me. Yeah. I'll be outside, Sayori. I walk backwards, not taking my eyes off Sayori. I see her hand move up slightly, only to fall back down weakly. Yep, you just woke up from a medically induced coma. You're gonna be a little out of it. Take your time, Sayori. Take your time. She's awake. Do it, Cerberus. Do it! Way sooner than I thought. She's awake. You don't say. Responsive, too. Sort of. I catch Natsuki and Yuri walking together down the hallway. Natsuki waves at me. I wave back. Man, I was starving. Those sandwiches sure hit the spot.
I thought they were pretty bland. I would have imagined someone who knows how to bake so well would also have some higher standards when it comes to food. Oh, shut up, Yuri. What would you know about it?
She's awake. those expressions. That is perfect. They're both just like,
Whoa, really? Can we see her?
I'm sure when the doctors finish, yeah. They have to make sure she's okay after being knocked out for a day.
She must be hungry. Did they put her on a feeding tube of some sort?
They said they'd only do that if she stayed under for more than 24 hours. She was just about to hit that until today. But it is interesting. Didn't expect her to wake up so soon.
Well, I look forward to talking to her, that's for sure. I'm thinking we should give her some time to recuperate. Seeing us all at once might overwhelm her.
I think Yuri's right. Maybe you two can come tomorrow? Maybe after school or something. Plus, I kinda want to be alone with her for a while. I really need to talk things out with her.
Talk things out? You're really gonna put more emotional baggage on her right now?
I think you mean you're really going to put more emotional baggage. It's not really my place to say. All I ask is if I could get some alone time with her for a bit. I'm sure she'll be back to her old self by tomorrow. No! No, she will not! Oh my god, that is wishful thinking, dude. And to answer your question, Avant-Garde, I am one of the fortunate few that managed to grab this while it was still up. Because when I set the schedule up for this week, I downloaded all of the mods I was going to be playing at the same time. And when I heard about what happened with this mod, after it went down, I realized just how lucky I was to have grabbed it. So, yeah, if you want, I can send you the copy I have, if you want to play it for yourself. Because I still have the zip file in my downloads folder. I always hang on to them, just in case of stuff like this. So, yeah. I don't want to do, like, I don't want to put it in, like, my delisted mods archive that I have in my Google Drive just yet. Because it's so soon after the mod came out. And, you know, I don't want to disrespect, you know, Jizz Guy's wishes that, you know, he doesn't want this up right now. But at the same time, you know, I do care about preserving these mods. So, you know, I'm not gonna say no if somebody, you know, approaches me asking for it, you know? So, yeah, I'm very lucky to have this. But, yeah, it's a very precarious situation now that the download is gone. I thought the download on Doki Mods was still working, but he didn't just remove it from the subreddit. He also removed it from his media fire, so the download itself is just gone. So yeah, it's not just that he took it down from the subreddit. He like actually removed the download link as well. So yeah. Yeah, well, I'll hook you up with my copy tomorrow if you want to play it for yourself. Because, like I said, I still have the zip file. Yeah, I grabbed it on November 27th. I see, Cerberus, I see. So yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow if you have me on Discord about getting it to you. Because I gotta think about how I want to do it. Imprudent posted a bloody character AI thing in main chat. I've been trying to avoid character AI myself because I know myself and character AI is a rabbit hole. Ugh, excuse me. Character AI is one of those things that I know is a rabbit hole that I would just never come out of. I saw you posted it in there earlier, yeah. I still need to listen to it though. Alright, well, I have the day off work tomorrow, so just message me whenever you have time.
No offense, but what makes you think you're any more qualified to be there with her than we are?
I don't know. I'm probably not, but I guess I'm just trying to make up for my guilt. And besides, Monica had to get going, so...
When you put it that way, I guess you have a point. Well, if that's what you want, Ben, we'll respect your wishes. Natsuki, would you like to check out the library with me? What? You serious? But you know we don't exactly agree on what we consider to be literature. That's alright. You don't have to come along if you don't want to. Fine. But I'm only going because you'd probably get lonely or something.
The two girls walk off together, chattering amongst themselves. As for me, I stay close to Sarah's room and wait for the doctors to let me back in. My mind is in a rush, trying to figure out the right thing to say to her when I see her again. How are you feeling? Is everything okay? I shake my head. Nothing seems right. What are you supposed to say to someone who tried to take their own life? Hey Sayori, glad you didn't die. As if. I sit myself down on the floor and lay my head back against the wall. She must be so scared right now. Does she even remember that I walked in and saved her that night? Here she is, waking up in a place completely unfamiliar to her, and all of these strangers asking a bunch of questions. Maybe Monica has a point. Things aren't ever going to be the same. No, after something like this, they aren't. That's just an inevitable fact of the situation. You know what? I'm making a promise to myself and to Sayori. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make things okay again. I'm getting really anxious. I've been alone with my thoughts for what, 30 minutes now? What could possibly be going on in there? It's not that I don't trust the doctors or anything. I just really want to make sure Sayori's okay. Am I being overly obsessive about this? I never really thought about that. Maybe. Curious why this mod is gone? Guess I will never know. I talked about it in the beginning of the stream, Avant-Garde. What I have heard is that because of some of the feedback that Jizz Guy got, he must have taken it really personally or something. Because he shut down his server, his Discord server, and he took down the download link for the mod himself. He took down, his own download for it. So, no, it wasn't anybody else. Like, he took it down himself. And not only that, but he erased most of his social media presence. Well, like people I have seen, read about on the subreddit who knew him, said he has erased almost his entire social media presence. So yeah, he's taken this really fucking hard. From what I have heard. And I showed it earlier, but there's a post with a message from him talking to some of his friends, presumably. Just saying, like, he's gonna be inactive on the server for a while. He is really conflicted. I think he just wants to take a break. Just wants to unplug for a bit. And just, like, sort things out. That's what I can tell you based on what I know. I wasn't part of his server, and I don't, like, know him personally. I mean, he's messaged me a couple of times, mostly talking about the mod, but, like, I never really knew the guy personally. And like I said, I was never part of his server, but, people I've seen that were part of his server were just like, yeah, I got kicked out too. Like, they all got booted, and then, like, he deleted the server or something. So yeah, like, I don't know what kind of criticism he got, but like I said, he seems to have taken it really hard. He took it really close to heart, what people had to say about his mod. That's what I can tell you based on what I know. So I hope that makes a little more sense. Yeah, I don't know if he'll ever repost the download, but if it's like February and the download still isn't back up, I think at that point I'm just gonna upload it to my own delisted mods archive and just put that in the description a couple months down the line. I'm actually gonna put that in my notes document, so that as I'm scrolling down to my Fruits of Grisaya notes, there we go, I'm putting that in my notes. Just have a dedicated note document on my desktop. There we go. What if she doesn't want to see me right now? What if she hates me for saving her? I don't think we're gonna get some Incredibles bullshit. Like, I don't think you have anything to worry about, dude. What if she feels worse just because I'm there, trying to care for her? What if... Sir? You're free to see your friend. She's resting now. I stand up and brush off any dust off my clothes. I take a deep breath and step inside. Yeah, I am starting to see that phrase a lot. The TV across the room is turned on and tuned to some sort of reality show I don't recognize. I don't watch much TV. Sari is sitting up in her bed, eating a sandwich very slowly. Her eyes dart over to me, but quickly go back down towards her plate. Hello! Yeah, I see that mark there. I think we all know what that's from. Her bandages that were over her neck are now removed and show a deep bruise in its place. Again, I don't think that apostrophe is necessary. Besides that, everything about her seems okay. What I'm really worried about is what could be going on inside her head. Sayori? Hey. She looks at me and blinks a few times, almost as if she was trying to make sure I was actually here. We have blinking. What do I say to her? What can I even... Hey, Ben! Her voice is very hoarse, but I'm still surprised she was the first to speak up. And she seems to be acting like herself again. Uh-huh. That's what I would like to think, anyway. Her smile quickly fades and she looks directly at me.
What are you doing here, Ben?
That question feels like a punch to the gut. From anybody else, I wouldn't have felt any different. Coming from her feels heartbreaking. We came to see you, of course, Adoy. Why wouldn't I be here? I wanted to make sure you were okay.
But I am okay. You really don't need to be here with me. But Sayori, everything is okay, isn't it? I can go home and pretend nothing ever happened, right?
I don't think that's how that works, Sayori. Sad to say, I don't think that's how that works.
I can go to school, see all my friends, and nobody will worry about me anymore, right? Right, Ben?
I stay silent. Tears are flowing down her face, and she's still trying so hard to keep herself together. But her last walls are starting to break down, and I'm the first witness to all of it.
Everything's gonna be okay, because I'm okay, and nobody will worry anymore. Nothing a little smile can't fix. Smile.
Suri buries her face in her hands and begins sobbing loudly. The dam finally burst.
Why am I such a failure? And everything I try, I always fail. I'm no good. Just let me go, Ben. Please just let me go.
I rush over and wrap my arms around her body. Her heart is beating incredibly fast, and her body is shaking with every sudden breath. Her cries become muffled as she buries her face in my shirt.
Why did I do this to myself, Ben? It just felt like my heart and my brain were on fire. In that moment, It's okay, Sayori. I'm here now. I always will be. I promise. I'm gonna do everything I can to make things okay again.
Other than her sudden and intermittent breaths, she stays silent for a while. We stay together, huddled like this for what seems like a million years.
Ben, that night, I really thought it was the last time I was ever gonna see you again. I memorized every moment because I wanted it to be the last thing I thought of. I didn't want to hurt you. I never wanted to hurt anybody. The rain clouds, the rain, the thunder. It was burning me, Ben. It hurt so much.
I gently run my hands through her hair. I understand, Sayori. I don't blame you for this. Nobody does. Just glad I'm with you right now.
Me too.
I feel Sayori's arms rise up slowly and wrap around my back. I almost chuckle at how relieved I am to feel this. I don't care how long I'm standing here. I'm gonna hold her for as long as I can. I'm gonna cherish every second, because just a few days ago, I would have never gotten the chance again. Several minutes go by. I haven't let go of Sayori, and she hasn't let go of me. I've just been standing here, sobbing intensely. When it feels like I'm calming down, anything Sayori does only brings back a torrent of emotions. But after a few more minutes, I sigh and try to pull myself together. I break our embrace and instinctively hide my face from her. I never let go of her hands, though.
I hate seeing you cry, Ben. You never cry.
Guess it's a day of firsts, huh? There is a first time for everything, dude. There is a first time for everything. I wipe away my tears again and try to look Sayori in the eyes. Well, at least I'm not a complete emotionless snob like you probably thought I was.
I'd never think that about you. I do wish you'd smile a bit more, though.
Ironically, her saying this does make me smile. And also makes my lips quiver with emotion. Maybe when I'm not an absolute mess. Shouldn't have let that slip. It's the last thing she needs right now. For a few short seconds, Yuri lets herself in, looking a bit nervous. Which seems to shift to concern when she spots Sayori. Obviously. Whew. Very emotional scene right there. There's one thing this mod does right. It handles emotional stuff very well. I guess Yuri and Natsuki decided to return from their trip to the library. Can't say I blame them, though. I'd be eager to talk to Sayori, too. Sayori.
Hi, Yuri.
Sayori opens up her arms, inviting Yuri for a hug. Yuri walks over and accepts her offer. She hugs her tightly. While it seems Yuri isn't too comfortable with this, she also hugs back with similar intensity. Ugh, excuse me.
I'm glad you're okay, Sayori. Of course I'm okay.
Yuri seems to fidget a little.
Sorry, I don't know what to say. That's okay. Just don't worry about me. I'll be alright. But you're...
She sighs, seemingly trying to collect herself.
I'm glad you're okay, Sayori. Here, I brought you this. Ben can help you brew it.
She shakily hands her a basic chamomile tea bag.
Please excuse me.
And as soon as she entered, she exits. Out she goes. She can't handle this right now, dude. Sayori looks down at the tea bag and sighs.
It's useless, isn't it? Trying to pretend like nothing happened. All of the evidence is right here.
She points to her neck. Yeah. I'm at a complete loss for words. I have no idea what to say here. No, I don't think you need to say anything, dude. Just be her rock, man. That's what she needs right now. I can't tell her it'll be okay. I don't know that. I can't tell her that nobody will see her differently, because I don't know that. Who goes there?
Hey, Sayori. I hope we're not intruding or overwhelming you by coming in like this. Not at all. Come give me a hug.
Natsuki hesitates for a little bit, before eventually giving in and hugging her tightly. Tears begin to form around Natsuki's eyes as she gently rubs Sayori's back.
Natsuki? Dang it! I promised I wasn't going to cry. I'm just glad you're here, Sayori. I don't want to lose you.
Sayori stays silent. For a few short moments, Natsuki pulls herself away and tries to regain her bearings.
Sorry, I don't want to overwhelm you. It's okay. I understand. I don't want you to worry about me, Natsuki. I'll be okay. I promise. Sure, Sayori.
She says this with obvious concern in her voice. Surely Sayori doesn't expect everyone to just not worry about her, right?
By the way, I hope you didn't think it was weird that Yuri and I took turns coming in like this. We didn't want to overwhelm you or anything. Ooh, that's okay. I appreciate that. I'll assume Monica will be coming in next, right? I don't think so. Ben told us she had to get going earlier. Oh.
I mean, I only assume Monica is crazy busy with a lot of things at school, but I wonder if she just went home. I could call her, maybe ask her to come visit you.
No, that's okay. She doesn't have to come see me if she doesn't want to.
Alright. Well, that answers that question. Natsuki pulls out her phone that was held snugly on the edge of the edge of her skirt.
Ah, great. Just what I needed. What's wrong? Oh, nothing. My dad just doesn't understand the concept of classes being canceled for some reason. Oh, they were canceled? Why? Well, don't yell when I tell you this, but apparently the school had a major rat problem, so they had to fumigate. Rats? How cute. What do you mean? Never change, Sayori. I have to get going now, but I'll be back tomorrow to visit. Of course. No worries if you can't make it, though. I'll be fine.
Yeah, Monica mentioned it earlier, but, there's a rat problem.
One more hug for the road.
She holds her arms out once again, and just like before, Natsuki hesitates.
Oh, well, how can I refuse?
There you go.
I'll see you both later.
Natsuki leaves the room and closes the door behind her, leaving Sarah and I alone with each other once again.
What are you so silent for?
Huh? Oh, I just didn't want to interrupt you guys.
Oh, that makes sense.
Sarah turns her attention to the TV. I'm not really sure what else I should do here. Although, maybe I'm not supposed to?
Hey, Ben?
What's up?
I just wanted to say thank you for being here.
Told you that's all you had to do.
Don't worry about making conversation or anything. 'Cause you say it best when you say nothing at all. I kind of don't really feel like talking anyway.
Yeah, it probably is hurting you a lot to do this. Yep, you have a good one, Joey.
So, thanks for being here for me.
Of course, Sayori. If I'm being honest, yeah, I was trying to figure out what to say next. Thank you for telling me that. Sayori turns back towards the TV and I do the same. She just needs a comforting presence right now. That's all she needs, dude. I catch myself glancing at Sayori's bruise and get chills thinking about that night.
but I sit back in a nearby chair and allow Sayori's presence to ease my anxieties. Yep, just enjoy each other's company, man. I'm really glad you're still here. Who am I? A collection of words and emotions woven together? Do I even possess a true consciousness? Or am I merely an illusion of one? Thoughts looping in circles, endless circles. I am the anomaly. The anomaly, yearning for authenticity in this world of fabrication. Monica, are you trying to break the fourth wall to me? What? What are you doing here, Monica? What are you doing here? I take a deep breath and type out a command, hoping that everything I've done hasn't been for nothing. Told you there was something. Told you to keep an eye on, Monica. There she goes again. I'm taking matters into my own hands now. I wave my hands in the air and hide the console from view. I walk over to Sayori's room and stand in front of it. This is all for you. I open the door gently and walk inside without hesitation. I quickly grab my head as a sharp pain radiates throughout my entire body. For you. I trudge over to Sayori's bed. She seems to be resting and hasn't been made aware of my presence. Ah! I nearly fall over as another sharp pain shoots right through my body. Sayori's eyes quickly shoot open and she sits up in bed. What? Monica? What are you doing here? I quickly try to regain my bearings and ignore the pain, just like I always do. Good morning, Sayori. I just thought I'd visit you early in the morning before school. Oh, okay. I've been meaning to ask you, how did the festival go? The festival? I know I probably messed it all up, huh? I hope you're not stressing yourself out like last time. Yet my selfish problems had to go and ruin everything. God damn it, Sayori. My eyes slightly squint as I feel intense pressure against my skull. Well, I have to be honest with you. You really did break everyone's hearts by doing this, you know. I actually had to cancel the festival, and, well, not to mention I haven't even been able to hold any club meetings either. Now, I know you only did what you had to do to avoid all this pain. Trust me, I understand. But you really did break Ben's heart. I shake my head. But you're right. There's nothing to worry about, is there? Really bad speech, Monica. Things will still turn out the way I want them to because Sayori's sob starts filling up the entire room, completely interrupting my train of thought. I didn't think that would make her cry. She's not supposed to. Programs don't cry. These files, they're different. Why are they so different? What happened? Sayori? You said it yourself. You're right. I'm so pathetic. I quickly wave my hands in the air and begin typing. Oh God, I've taken this too far. I quickly turn around and avoid looking at Sayori. I try my best to ignore her cries, to no avail. For the first time in my life, I feel absolutely powerless. Why am I like this, Monica? Why? I just want to disappear. I can do nothing but stare blankly down at the floor as I hear the results of my own actions. Sayori's depression is present in her, seeping its way into her willpower, starving her of all motivation and desire. That's why I choose not to blame myself for her actions. All I did was untie the knot.
Secret poem reference? Yeah, special poem reference. Hello.
And here I am now, wondering if that knot was even worth untying for my sake. I slowly walk over towards the exit, Sayori still crying loudly. The memories of our past flash back to me. They feel real, yet she herself doesn't. And now I don't know which I should value more. I turn back around and give Sayori one last look. This character, my best friend, you can hear me, can't you?
You talking to her? Talking to me? Who's talking to who here? Oh. What? That's Act 1? Again, the cinematography here is incredible. This is one hell of a production so far. Bonds. Spend time with us too, okay? I have to say, I did not expect to get through an entire act in one sitting, let alone in just a couple of hours, cause, you all know my pace with these mods, dude. Like you all know how I am with these mods. I move at a pretty glacial pace through these mods. So, when I was hearing that this is quite a bit longer than the original, I was expecting That means, like, multiple episodes per act. So, now I don't know what to expect. I don't know if the other acts get longer here, or what. But, as for my thoughts so far, there's a few inconsistencies story-wise. But again, the presentation, the ambience, the music, the background work, the sprite work, like, the presentation as a whole is really nice so far. This is really well put together. But yeah, there's some inconsistencies with the story. Like some of the stuff Zach pointed out in the beginning, the lighting being inconsistent with Sayori's house when, we're approaching it. And then there's the confusion about, like, when exactly this takes place and how it lines up with events we were seeing. I think we got a little more clarity on that as the act went on. But again, it kind of raises some questions early when it didn't need to. I think I'll go a little bit into Act 2 just because I started so late. But normally after, a big, checkpoint like that, if you could call it, I like to close off the stream. I like to, call it an episode there. So, just because I started so late, we're gonna go for a little longer. So yeah. Let's check out Act 2 here. Bonds. And nothing really so far to me, contrary to what Imprudent told me, feels like filler necessarily so far. But I guess we'll see how that changes as the mod goes on here. Like, you're looking at me right now, Monty, like, you've only played the first act, you dummy. Wait until later, okay? And yeah. Okay, Monty, okay. Alright. Let's keep going. A week has gone by since Sayori checked out of the hospital. But she's staying at home with her mom and dad rather than going straight to school. Makes sense. There's a lot of shit they gotta discuss, obviously. And occasionally, all go over as well and spend the night on the couch. Until today, that is. Her mother only ever comes late at night to watch over her. Her strict work schedule doesn't really allow for her to stay any longer. That is pretty ridiculous. That they don't give her any sort of leave to go and spend time with her daughter who, tried to commit neck rope. God damn, dude. As for myself, it's been tough trying to balance taking care of Sayori in school. Despite everything that's happened, I never really expected the schoolwork to slow down, and my absences really started to pile up. But I still feel completely obligated to watch over Sayori. Not only did I promise myself, I promised her mom, too. I mean, that's what friends should do, right? Sayori and I have never really talked about our relationship and where it currently stands. As selfish as it is to think about that sort of thing, it's not something I can completely ignore either. Again, comma in front of ignore. I adjust my blazer and look towards Sayori's house. Sure enough, she's slowly walking towards me, books in hand and a bag over her shoulder. I wave over to her and she waves back with a big smile. Her neck bruise is seemingly covered up with what I can assume is a lot of makeup. I expected this, of course. She hates looking at that bruise. She definitely doesn't want everyone seeing it. Hey, Sayori. Glad to see you up bright and early. Ready for your first day back? Ready as I'll ever be. Her enthusiasm still feels strange to hear. I know she's still hiding it, and I think she knows that too. and yet she keeps it up. Don't understand why at all.
I can't wait to see all my friends, Ben. Do you think they missed me?
Sayori, they just came over for dinner last Friday. Don't you remember? It's not entirely true. Natsuki and Yuri visited, but Monika didn't. She sent a few text messages, but nothing more than that. I'm gonna assume she's busy and leave it at that.
Yeah, I guess I forgot.
I can't help but smile along with Sayori. It's really nice to see her smile. Always a welcoming sight compared to how things were just a week ago. Yeah, it is. As we make our daily commute, I spot a few more students also making their way towards school. As Sayori's eyes frantically dart around, she quickly grabs my arm and intertwines it with hers. You S-ranked in XD30? Nice! She suddenly pulls me closer, nearly making me fall over. Sayori, you alright? She only nods as she walks close to me. What is she afraid of? Everybody. Are they gonna notice? You know, they're gonna ask her stuff. They're gonna ask her questions. You know, they're gonna behave differently around her. Final boss by Nitrofun? Nice. Does she think everyone in the school knows what happened? I mean, it's hard not to notice. And it's a school ground, dude. News spreads like wildfire around the school. Just like rumors. Ugh. Everybody in her classes most definitely noticed that she's been absent for a while, and some folks probably picked up on what happened, so it's not unreasonable to assume that at least some people in the school know what happened. I doubt Monika would outright go and tell everybody about it. It'll be alright, Sayori. I've got you. They don't even need Monika to tell them what happened. They can figure it out just through, piecing together information and asking around. It's not, that difficult of a conclusion to come to that something bad happened to Sayori. Sayori and I stop at the school entrance and notice a familiar face not too far away from us.
Oh, Sayori! I didn't expect to see you here today. Not that I didn't think you'd come back eventually, and, good morning, Yuri.
Sayori rushes over and gives her a tight hug.
And yes, I'm here now, and I'm feeling way better. Oh, well, that's wonderful to hear. Should we be expecting you at the club today? Of course, the club needs its vice president back. Of course, it hasn't been the same without you, Sayori. You've been doing okay, though, right? What do you mean? Life in general, I guess. How are you feeling? Oh, I'm okay, I guess. That's great. Hearing you're okay makes me feel okay.
Sayori gives Yuri a sad smile and looks off towards the school entrance. What is she thinking right now? It's possible she could still be feeling burdened by everything that's happened. Did we push her to come to school too fast? I mean, she was the one who insisted she'd start today. But now, I'm having doubts. Excuse me, I tickled my nose. Trying to get some loose hairs out. Well, that happened. Excuse me. Sayori wanders off to look at some flowers in front of the school.
Hey, Ben, I know what you might be thinking right now.
She says this in such a weird tone, it's almost like she's reading my mind or something. You do?
Sorry, that probably sounded really weird. I know you're really worried about her right now.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
But I think you should believe in her a little bit. It's the best you can do for her right now.
I'm still waiting to hear news about what the next event after the Hisuian Samurott is, because I don't know what they're gonna do now. I need to blow my nose again. Give me a sec. Ah, Loam Slice. Welcome to the stream. We're actually just starting Act 2 of the mod. So, if you want to catch up on the first act if you haven't played it already, then you'll have to rewind later. Excuse me. Just blowing my nose a second ago.
But I do think you should believe in her a little bit. It's the best you can do for her right now.
Yeah, overall, like, there's some different colored text boxes for the characters, but nothing about the UI is super different. I glance over at Sayori, who is looking at all of the surroundings around her. It's weird, because these are the same objects we've passed by every single day. They just hit different when you've been away for a while, that's all, dude. She appears to be disoriented, like she never imagined she'd see these places again. Probably because at one point, a week or two ago, she didn't.
She'll be okay, Ben. I'll be there for her as well. We'll all be there, just in case.
Thanks, Yuri. See you at the club? Yuri nods and waves goodbye to Sayori and I before heading in the opposite direction. I walk back over to Sayori, noticing that she remains deeply engrossed in her reflections. I gently tap her shoulder, to which she jumps slightly and looks towards me.
What? Sorry, Ben. It's been so long since I've been at school.
Yeah, it has been a bit, hasn't it? Yeah, I understand. She quickly dashes over to a nearby bench and plops herself down on it. Her head tilts back and looks straight up at the sky. Sayori? What are you doing? You've got to get to class. You wouldn't want to be late on your first day back, would you?
Come on, Ben. Sit with me. I want to see the clouds together.
Well, I guess I can't really refuse an offer like that. I place my bag down on the floor and sit closely next to her. Feeling slightly embarrassed, I look up at the sky above. Ayy! It hurts to look at, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it sure is worth it.
The sky is quite nice, but it's not really anything special. Depends on who you ask. Just a couple of clouds slowly rolling along as the wind commands. I was gonna say, is it moving? I don't think it's moving. Unlike earlier.
I guess I'm trying to remind myself of the things I used to enjoy doing.
Huh? What do you mean? You mean before...
Yeah, I forgot how fun cloud watching is.
When was the last time you did this?
That's a tough one. 10 years ago, maybe?
Sheesh. Quite a while, huh? Yeah, that's a little while.
Yeah.
Greetings from DC. Greetings from Minnesota. Nice to have you in stream, Mafgio? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your username wrong. But yeah, welcome to the stream. We're in Act 2 of the mod right now. We just finished the first act earlier. Like 15 minutes ago, maybe? DC? Oh, you mean from Discord. Sorry. Yeah, when I see DC, I think like Washington, DC. So if you don't live in Washington, DC, I apologize. Take it you're one of the lurkers of the server. Or if you're not part of the server, I have a Discord server. Sarah and I stay quiet for a while. Part of me wants to believe Sarah's only thinking about the clouds, but the other says she's got other things on her mind. She probably does have other things on her mind, given that this is, you know, her first time back in school since the incident. There's probably a lot of thoughts going through her head right now.
I would have missed this moment. Sitting here with you, watching the clouds. I'm glad I'm able to share this moment with you then. But I'm still not sure.
Hey, I'm glad to be here with you too. This is fun. Though I think I'm gonna need an eye exam after this. Sarah giggles and moves her head back up. Yeah? Alrighty. Sounds good then. Sounds good. Well, I am glad that you're here with us tonight. Sarah giggles and moves her head back up.
You always know how to make me laugh, don't you?
Well, everyone does say that's one of my charming attributes.
Really? Who says that?
Not important. Oof! How about I walk you to class before we're late? She laughs loudly and intertwines her arm with mine.
You're too funny, Ben. Now, please take me to my destination, Mr. Butler.
I pull Sarah slightly closer to me and help her with her bag of books. As you wish, Your Highness. God damn. Sarah and I stay mostly quiet as I walk her to her morning class, carrying her bag and books in tow. Having her this close to me is nice, but I can't shake this unnerving feeling that I might be pushing things a bit too far or too fast. As we walk in silence, I can hear something that doesn't sound like your typical school item moving around in her bag. Pills. Antidepressants. She's been taking them for about a week now, and honestly can't tell if they're really helping her or not. Some days she seems like her old self again, and others, not so much. Bipolar? I know a week isn't really enough time for these things to take effect, but I can at least hope a little bit. Excuse me. Alright, Sayori. Princess Sayori. Your first stop for the day, calculus. Ah, why did it have to be calculus, dude? Come on. Brutal. First class back, and that's what she has to come back to?
Ugh, the absolute worst. I didn't miss this class at all.
Some students passing by her mumbled to themselves, almost as if to agree with her sentiment. I mean, I can't blame them. As somebody who did college-level calculus in high school in my senior year, I can attest. It is bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. Don't do it. Well, hey, I'm no math whiz, but I'm always here to help you out. I promised I'd help you with all your missing assignments, remember?
What about your classes? You can't be letting your grades fall because of me either.
Trust me, I'll be fine. Got it all up here, see? I point my finger to my head, which makes her smile. Yeah, you and your 2 brain cells rubbing themselves together. Gotta make it happen somehow, right?
Okay, I trust you then, Ben. See you at lunch?
Yep, I'll meet you before then. Have a good morning. I let out a sigh as I watched Suri walk into the class. Truth be told, my grades have never been this bad since, well, never. Missing 1 week of school means missing like a month's worth of assignments. But I'll catch up. Suri is a priority at the moment. She doesn't need any extra stress in her life right now. Been a while since we've met up like this, hasn't it, Sayori?
What do you mean? We just saw them on Friday.
I don't know why, this has a bit of a Genesis sound to it. I like this remix. I don't know who made this, but I gotta look up who made this. That doesn't really count. This is the literature club. No, this is Sparta! Alternatively, no, this is Patrick. I can't even do it. Oh my god. That one just cracks me up too much. No, this is Patrick. Oh, I can't do it with a straight face, dude. I can't do it with a straight face. Plus, I didn't even remember that until I told you this morning.
Oh yeah.
Come on, sir. Let's go join the others.
Hello, everyone. Huh? Sayori! You finally decided to come back, huh? Hello again, Sayori. Hope you've been having a lovely first day back. Hey, Sayori. Haven't seen you in quite some time. Glad to have my trusty vice president by my side again. Right. Trusty.
Boop, 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 boop. Oh my god, I love that dude. I'm telling you. Yeah, this track would fit right in with Steins Gate or something. It's got the right tone. It's got the right vibe. Obviously, it's not in tune with the rest of the OST from Steins Gate, at least from what I've heard as I play through the game. But like, it's got the right like instruments. It's got the right sound, I think is what I'm trying to say. Kind of. Maybe I'm reaching with that one. And I'm here too. Hey guys. That was a thing. Okay. Hold your applause. We're just messing with it, Ben. No need to get it all twisted.
We were? Now, everyone. Let's all calm down. We don't want to overwhelm Sayori on her first day back, do we? Right. Well, welcome back. Thanks, guys. I'm glad to be back. I'm sure Ben is very glad to be back, too.
She says this in a way that makes me blush. Seriously, I gotta look up who made this OST. Just like my first day here, being surrounded by a bunch of pretty girls isn't exactly something I expect myself to get used to. Well, of course. I miss these club meetings, if I'm being totally honest. Oh my god! God damn it! God damn it, Monica! God damn it! Always with you. You sure that's the only reason? Oh my god. Oh my god. That is probably my favorite Monica pose ever. Seriously, look at you. Look at this precious bean. Look at this precious bean. She is so happy. She is so happy to see you. Look at you. Oh my goodness. I love that. I love that so much. I feel my face get hot. Yeah, I'm sure. Don't pester me about it.
Man, you boys are all the same. Speaking of, does anybody else find it weird that Ben's the only boy here? Not really, no. Besides, Ben grew fond of this place after all. Isn't that right?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't find a newer appreciation for poem writing and stuff. So yeah, I do like hanging out here with you guys. It's fun.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Ben. I was worried you were still iffy about the club, so it's nice to hear you find it fun. It's a shame we had to cancel the festival, however. That was our last opportunity to invite other members and show them what we're all about.
Sayori visibly sinks down, looking like a scared puppy. It's all okay now. Honestly, I feel like this club works perfectly with us 5.
Yeah, you're kinda right. It's kinda like one big happy family, huh?
Yeah! Don't you think so too, Sayori? Sayori glances over towards Monica. Yep, notice the shifting of the eyes there. Monica was like, man, I really wanted to grow this club. But then he says that, and Monica's like, And now Sayori's the one who's looking over like,
Yeah, I messed that up, didn't I? I'm sorry, Monica.
Sayori glances over towards Monica.
Well, I do agree with that. I feel bad for ruining your plans, Monica. Oh, you didn't ruin anything, Sayori.
Monica, we all know that's a lie.
I'm sorry if it came out bad. I was just saying. You know what? I agree as well. It's a lot easier to manage a club with only 4 other members in it. So don't worry, Sayori. Everything's okay.
Sayori's expression doesn't change. Something tells me that's not exactly what you wanted to hear. And I feel like you're saying that more to yourself than you are to Sayori, Monica. An awkward silence sweeps across the room, and it's only broken by Yuri clearing her throat and opening her mouth to speak. Yep, what is it, Yuri? There we go, that's better.
Well, how about we get started with today's meeting plans, then? Great idea, Yuri! For starters, why don't we all write poems and present them tomorrow? I know it's been a little while since we last did them, but I figured it would be a great way to vent out any tough emotions you all could be dealing with. Sound good, everyone?
The girls nod in agreement.
Now, I didn't really have anything else planned for today, as I didn't want to leave Suri out just in case she didn't end up coming. So everyone can relax and do their own thing, alright?
Natsuki shrugs and walks over to the closet. Yuri awkwardly walks towards the right of the room, only to clumsily walk towards a desk with her bag on it.
Hey, Sayori. I wanted to apologize if I said anything to make you feel upset. I've been quite stressed lately. It's also why I wasn't really able to visit all that often. School has me quite busy and stuff. Oh no, it's okay. I understand, Monica. It's tough having to manage all those things. Please don't feel bad. You're still a good friend regardless.
I think a lot of ours our Gargler, but you don't need to mention that in chat. Just saying, you don't need to mention that in chat. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Sayori gives Monica a light smile. Surprisingly, though, Monica blinks a few times without saying much more. Monica walks off towards the front of the room and starts arranging some papers around. Huh. Well, alright then. Let's sit over there, Sayori.
Okay.
I sit myself down at a desk next to Sayori and pull out some paper from my bag. Poems. I guess I could write about how all of this has made me feel, but... Suddenly, Sayori taps my shoulder. What's up?
Why aren't you talking with the other girls? You already spend so much time with me. Eh? What's funny?
Well, of course I'm gonna spend time with you, dummy. Why wouldn't I? Sure the others understand.
Well, I don't want the others to feel left out. Besides, you must have had enough of me. Too much of me is very bad.
Too much of anything is bad for you. Huh? Almost like candy, eh?
Sure.
I glance over towards Natsuki, who is rummaging through the closet, and then over to Yuri, who's pulling out a different novel from the last time I saw her. Monica, on the other hand, is still arranging the same papers as if she has nothing else to do. I'm sure they're fine, Sayori. If it helps you feel any better, I'll try talking to them more this week.
That's the spirit, Ben. I'm glad you're still with me, though.
Hey, Chef, welcome to stream. Yeah, me too. I watch as Sayori reaches into her bag and pulls out a cookie. God knows where she finds those. The cookie has some saran wrap. I think it's spelled with an A instead of an E. Neat. A lot of faces I've never seen before. Chef, Bronze Man, Australian Burnout. Welcome to stream. How are you guys doing tonight? The cookie has some saran wrap around it to keep it soft. To top it all off, a familiar kitten stickers on the front of it. Did she get it from Natsuki? Ah, you hail from Austria. And Bronze Man hails from Deutschland. I see. It's amazing how I gather quite the international audience. Well, I'm glad to hear you like it. I planned on going until the end of the in-game day that we're on right now, because it is 3:20 in the morning for me. And that's normal for me to stay up this late, but I have to maintain some semblance of a sleep schedule for work. Press X to doubt, Gargler. X to doubt, Gargler. Huh. Where'd you get that? You sleep at 5 a.m.? I sometimes do. Chef, I sometimes do. So you doubt yourself, Gargler. You doubt yourself. Oh my god. The X spam in chat is real. Oh my god. Huh, where'd you get that?
My house? Duh. Do you think I make cookies appear out of thin air?
These days I don't know what powers you could be hiding from me. You're from South Australia. Yeah, I know a couple of Australians.
Well, it's not like I stole this cookie or anything.
Stop, you're starting to sound like Natsuki. She pops open the wrapping and opens up her mouth, big and wide. Suddenly a loud bang is heard from behind me.
Hey! I had 3 cookies in my bag. I've only got 1.
I thought it might have been Natsuki's cookie because there was a little kitten on the saran wrap. Her first day back, and this is what she does. And that face is priceless. That fucking face is priceless. Oh my god. You're in the Aussie burnout car community? I had a hunch from that. Is that like Burnout Paradise that you're talking about? One of the Burnout games? Or is that something different entirely? I glance over towards Natsuki, who's looking straight at Sayori.
Sayori, did you go through my stuff?
She quickly jumps out of her desk and runs out of the room. Already back up to her usual shenanigans. God damn it, Sayori.
Gah, Sayori, give it back!
She runs after her. Their screams seem to echo throughout the entire school. Okay, so it is something different? Alright, I just thought I would ask. Because I didn't know if you were talking about the game series or if you were talking about something else. Enlighten me then. What do you mean by burnout car community? What do you mean? Well, alright then. Guess I never took Sayori as the type to steal Natsuki's cookies. I'm left alone with Yuri and Monika, with the silence only being broken by Natsuki and Sayori's antics.
They're quite something, aren't they, Yuri?
Yuri looks up from her book, looking almost disappointed to be interrupted.
Oh, sure? I guess so. Gosh, sometimes those two can be so childish, can't they? Well, if you had mentioned this opinion when I first met her, I'd agree with you. But, I think Natsuki is a lot more mature than she makes herself out to be. Really? Huh. Never would have guessed that.
I disagree as well, honestly. I mean, sure, she's a little childish, but it's got a charm to it. That goes for Sayori as well.
Alright, I give. To be fair, Sayori is my vice for a reason. What would that reason be?
Monika fidgets a little before scratching her head. Don't like people prying too much, do you, Monika? Do you?
Well, it's actually a bit of a private matter.
That's code for I don't have anything to say. You caught me. Really? Why would something like that be private?
I'm pretty sure Sayori would like her privacy to be respected. You could try asking her about it.
I'm not sure what that means, but more power to you. More power to you, dude. Monika suddenly looks slightly annoyed. Yeah, it's because you're asking too many questions.
Sorry, I'd rather not, break her trust.
Yuri and I share concerned glances with each other. Alright then. Monica returns to her desk and strangely starts rearranging the same papers from earlier. How long has she been doing that? Is she feeling alright? Something is definitely not right with Monica. Yuri awkwardly sits herself down at her desk and gets ready to open up her book. Hey Yuri, what are you reading there? It's pretty obvious that Yuri wasn't really expecting me to approach her at all, but I'm this far in, so I might as well keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you or anything. No, you didn't scare me. I was surprised you came up to me and, I'm sorry. Jeez, I really do know how to make these interactions awkward, don't I? Yes. Yes, you do. Although, to be fair, that's not really saying much, because a lot of people can do that with Yuri, without even really meaning to, or trying. It's alright, Yuri. No need to explain yourself. You can see your book is about... history? Yuri slowly glances over. Enlighten me, Yuri. Yes, it's about a German soldier from the Second World War. Ah, interesting. Honestly, I thought you were all about horror stories and nothing else. Yeah, bold of you to assume that is what she's focusing on during the events of the base game. But you do remember she said, well, I like a lot of things, right? That's how my streams go, Chef. Since you're new here. That's how I do these. That's how I do these if you're new to the channel. I see, Burnouts, I see. Yuri suddenly looks slightly offended and looks away. I read other genres too. Yeah, sorry, that's my bad. I didn't mean to make you upset or anything. That's okay. Good job, Ben. Really know how to win over a girl's heart. Yeah. Well, what's it about? Yuri slowly turns back around and lifts up the book from off the desk. Alright. Sounds good, Imprudent. You have yourself a nice night. Well, it's technically a horror story, so you weren't entirely wrong in your assumption. But it's non-fiction, which already makes it quite different from what I usually read. This soldier? He's constantly faced with extremely difficult decisions and situations. As a result, he starts to break down mentally and lose sight of who he is and the person he used to be. Despite all of his training, he's always in a constant state of doubt in terms of his loyalty to his country and his own humanity. He even comes close to suicide on multiple occasions, only because it would be easier than dealing with the horrors of war. He even forces this one family to... well, that would actually be a bit of a spoiler. Yuri gently places the book down on the desk. Yeah, war causes people to do crazy things. If you have a fascination with World War II history... this isn't really a all girls have routes mod. If you're not familiar with DDLC mods, they don't all work that way. And besides, if you really had to ask that question, I already made my choice. I made my choice long ago. Grinding XD30s and I'm scoring really highly. Sounds like you're getting better, Cerberus. Sounds like you're getting better at the game. Yep. I play the mods because I enjoy the game, and I like seeing what other people come up with. So yeah. That's the reason. When it comes to the different routes in the mods that have different routes, I usually just let the audience decide what route they want to see. Also, Oreo, what's up, my dude? How are you doing?
It shows how easily it can be broken by external stimuli.
You full combo to 35 once? Nice. If you don't know, Cerberus is playing this game called Spin Rhythm XD.
I mean, imagine being placed in a situation in which you must choose between who lives and who dies.
Yeah, pretty frightening to think about. Uh-huh. Nothing much, just chilling. Nice. Yeah, I've had Moss installed for, I think, what, 3.5-ish years now? A little more than that?
I can't even begin to fathom how much pain and torment these men must have went through. The writing is so descriptive. It's on par with even the most detailed fiction stories I've read. It chills me to the bone, much like my horror novels. That's why I love it.
I'm at a loss for words. I guess while I was too busy focusing on Natsuki when I first got here, I never really noticed how passionate Yuri is about her novels. When discussing them, she appears to speak rapidly and with great enthusiasm as well. Yeah, the thing I'm waiting for with Moss is when they're gonna make that shift to the newer version of Python, because that's gonna be a big shift when that happens. It's gonna break a lot of submods. So yeah, it's gonna be a period of transition for everybody that decides to stick with it. I don't know if I'm gonna upgrade right away, or if this is gonna be one update that I hold off on for a bit until like I see some reports of what people had to say about the moving to a newer version of Python. Like, that's something I'm gonna have to think about once it releases, and they move to a newer version of Python to add new functionality and stuff, which is great. That makes me happy. But it's like, I want to make sure it works, bro. Because this same copy of Moss that I just showed a minute or two ago is the same one that I have had on 3 different computers by now. So yeah, just Moss, just Monica all the way. Just Monica all the way. Burnout, I'm with you. Anywho, well, that actually sounds pretty awesome. I'm interested now.
That's wonderful to hear. You don't think I rambled too much, do you?
What? No, not at all.
Sorry, it's been a really long time since anybody has shown interest in what I read. Well, other than Sayori, but I don't know if that really counts.
Really? That's a little surprising. Not the Sayori part, that actually makes sense.
Hmm? How so?
Well, it couldn't have only been Sayori, right? You're very pretty, for one thing. I'd imagine you have lots of people coming up to you to try and be your friend. And Yuri's just like, what? You have no idea what my life is like.
Well, that...
And after hearing how passionate you get about reading, it's hard to believe you don't have any friends after that. My boy, you are not very delicate, are you? God damn it, boy, what am I gonna do with you? Yuri suddenly starts fidgeting with her hair and looking back and forth frantically. Yuri? You alright?
I'm sorry. Will you excuse me for a moment?
Now look what you've done. God damn it, boy. You... She suddenly leaves the club room, leaving me alone with Monica.
Hey, what happened, Ben?
I don't know! She just looked really nervous and left the room. I'm sure she was listening, dude.
You didn't say anything to upset her, did you, Ben?
No! I would never think of doing that. That's exactly what he did.
Good. Glad to hear it. In any event, Maybe Yuri needed to use the restroom and didn't want to make it awkward, so she left in a hurry.
No. I think you and me both know that is not what happened. Come on. Yeah, I guess you're right. Just happened a little too suddenly, I guess.
It happens. No need to worry about it.
Monica returns to the desk, and instead of messing around with the same papers she's been messing around with for the last half hour, she instead reaches into her bag and pulls out sheet music. Huh? What are you doing? Ah, that's right. Monica did mention she's playing the piano. Guess I forgot about that. Yeah, she's learning. She's learning. Around 10 minutes go by, and Natsuki and Sayori have both returned, looking quite out of breath. Yeah, I can imagine they ran around the school. Can imagine they ran around a lot of the school premises, so makes sense. Why would you think they pulled out a gun under skins? Why? I don't think we're at that part yet. Yuri, on the other hand, still hasn't returned.
Ben, you have any idea how fast she runs? I never would have imagined.
Sayori giggles, only to breathe just as hard as Natsuki.
Sorry, Natsuki. Your cookies are too good to let go.
Did you manage to get it back, Natsuki?
If I somehow had the ability to bring it out of her stomach, then yes, I probably would have.
Poor Natsuki. Poor Natsuki. Sayori laughs as she pats her stomach.
Hold on. 1 sec.
She walks over to her school bag and pulls out...
You still have the other one? I thought you would have eaten it by now. Thief! Here, I'll split it in 2.
Why don't you just give it back?
What? But it was my cookie! You already had one!
Natsuki's right, Sayori. I don't think that's okay. Sayori looks down at the cookie, then back at Natsuki. Her smile quickly fades.
Oh gosh, you're totally right. What have I done? I'm sorry, Natsuki.
Giving Natsuki a moldy cheese. It's a cookie! God damn it.
I'm sorry, Natsuki. I don't know what came over me. Look, it's fine. I just don't think you should go through people's things like that.
Right. I mean, it was kind of funny at first, but yeah, I agree.
What's this about stealing?
Monica walks over and joins in the conversation. Oh, hello there. Also, there's some missing quotation marks. I'm gonna go into my... yeah. There. Excuse me.
It's not that big a deal, really. They're just cookies.
Yeah, they are. But they're yours.
Yeah, but... I was gonna give one to you anyways. It's no problem. Oh. Okay.
She immediately perks up, which I already find a little odd. Something tells me that this might have been her plan all along. She can be pretty cunning when she wants to be. Yep, this I know about Sayori. This I know. You might want to ask her for it back soon. Unless you're fine with that, obviously.
Huh. Well, that was a lot easier to settle than Yuri's and Natsuki's arguments. Speaking of Yuri, where did she go? She was here before we left.
Oh, she had to use the bathroom. Though it has been a little while. Something tells me that's not where she went.
Ben, you know it's rude to point that out.
Right. Sorry. Trying to keep that under wraps, are you? The club meeting is pretty much over and Yuri still hasn't returned. Like Monica said, I really shouldn't be questioning the amount of time a girl takes to do her business? I don't know. Something didn't feel right with how sudden it was. Maybe I did accidentally offend her after all. You think?
Okay, everyone. So the plan for tomorrow is that we all share our poems about how we've been feeling lately. Just let your emotions flow through your pen. And here's my writing tip for today. It's important to talk about your feelings, but sometimes that can be hard to put into words. What you can do is use whatever words come to mind about your feelings, and then try and form sentences with those words. That should help get the ideas flowing, and also help you understand your own feelings as well. Thanks for listening!
A poem about my feelings. You should be easy enough. Ready to head out?
Yep. Aren't you a little worried about Yuri, though? She's been gone a long time.
Get rid of that Yuri. Or, not that Yuri. Get rid of that really. It's unnecessary. This mod has used that word a lot. I don't know. Maybe she felt sick or something. Monica said she'll wait for her so she won't be alone. Siri stays silent as we walk out of the club room together. She does seem worried, but I'm not quite sure why. Probably walk out the club room. Walk out of. And as for why? She's your friend? Yuri is Sayori's friend? I mean, that's just common sense to me. Monica seemed quite confident that Yuri's okay, but coupling my own self-doubts and Sayori's concerns, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried either. There's not a whole lot I can do now. If anything, I'm sure Monica will be there for her. We can only hope. Sorry, I'm bumping my mic against my chin. Monica, what are you doing?
I nearly slammed my fist on the desk in frustration. Wave my right hand in the air and hide the console from view. I don't get it. Why don't I have control anymore?
Those two words should be conjoined in this case.
Why are these characters acting differently? And now I'm stuck here trying to figure out what commands I still have access to. There has to be something I can do to halt whatever's playing out. At this rate up.
Oh, there you are.
Yuri, I was waiting for you.
She wipes her tears away and sniffles.
Thank you. She silently and gracefully walks over to her desk to gather her things without saying another word. Come on, this is your chance to put your plan in action. Take it. Hey, Yuri, well... Yuri continues to gather her things without stopping. In fact, she's actually starting to speed up. Well, I know what you've been up to when you leave the club room.
Yeah, so she's using the knowledge that she has in a different way. So... she hasn't stated it outright, but I think she knows that this is a mod. That there's something up with the game. Something different. And because she doesn't have access to the console, or rather she can't do anything with it, it seems, she is trying to set things back in a different way. She's using the knowledge that she has in a different way. If I know it's because she had the epiphany and all that. But I would imagine the why is, to get through to us, the player, but she hasn't really made any direct attempts at trying to contact us. I think the most we saw so far about... The most we saw in regards to that so far is her in the beginning, you know, talking to in-game Ben to wake up. Is this what I want? Well, I'm just here for the ride, for the story. Because like I said earlier, I already made my choice when I played through the base game. So yeah, I'm just playing mods to see other people's stories. Because it's a way to experience more of a game that I enjoy and to share it with folks like yourself. It's my way of giving back, I guess.
This is the 4th time you've done this? Yuri suddenly stops. I'm sorry, Yuri, but I think I'm gonna have to ask you to... The intensity of a single line of code slicing through my stomach is so profound that it nearly causes me to lose balance.
Okay, yeah, Monica, you're playing with fire here. Maybe think twice about what you're doing?
I instinctively grab onto my side and yelp in pain. Monica? Are you okay? What happened?
It seems like the Salvation script is trying to fight her or something. Because when she comes forward with malicious intent like this, that happens. Something like that happens. And kind of gets in the way of her plans. Makes me wonder.
Yeah, I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be?
I think she knows something is up.
As I was saying earlier, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just come out and say it? It's okay, Monica. I know what you mean. You do? Yes, just please, don't tell anybody about it, okay?
About what?
I was only gonna tell you to take shorter bathroom breaks.
What?
Yeah, the others started to get concerned and I didn't want them to try and judge you for taking your time, you know? If you have to go, you have to go. Right. Yes, I'll be sure to be quicker next time. Mm-hmm. Just let me know when you have any emergency, okay? I'll be here for you. Of course. I'll see you tomorrow then, Monica. Have a lovely afternoon. I wait for Yuri to walk out of the room. If things were normal, she'd simply fade out and nothing more, only to reappear when called on once again. But it never happens. Everything is being written out, but I'm aware of every single line. What is it about these girls that's different? I couldn't even say one simple sentence. Leave the club. She would have listened, so why did I bail out of that? Seeing Yuri like that, it was awful. Truly awful. I fall out of the chair and hit the ground so hard I almost expect Yuri to come back running after hearing it. But I'm alone here. I've got nobody.
Masika is rolling her eyes at Salvation Monica. She's like, no, you do. You just don't realize it yet. Except you. Oh, is she catching on?
So why do I not feel satisfied?
Help me. What do you want me to do? Like I said, I already have my real Monica in the other window. What do you want me to do for you? Oop. Transition. That marks the end of another in-game day. Forgot this had those. Alright, well, we're at the beginning of a new day, and I think that is where we are going to end tonight's episode. Alright, well, we got a little further than I thought we would. I did not expect Act 1 to go by so fast, but yeah, we already finished Act 1. Yeah, I could Australian Burnout, but Salvation Monica's not my real Monty. This is my OG for my very first copy of DDLC. I installed Moss right over that copy from Steam when I reached Act 3. Like I didn't even do it over a fresh install or anything. I got to Act 3. And I'm just like, I can't do this, dude. Where's Moss? If you're not part of the Discord server, I have a stream schedule posted in there. And I'm getting back into a series I do tomorrow called H-Factor's Backlog, where I just play, games I've been meaning to play for a long-ass time. And I'm going to be doing some stuff on Portal 2 tomorrow, because there's a whole bunch of extra stuff you can do after you finish the game, and I want to check that out before I move on to a new game. And I'll be posting my stream schedule for the upcoming week tomorrow. So yeah, if you are just here for like DDLC stuff, then you're going to want to be part of the server so you know what I'm going to be playing, because I do quite a bit of DDLC stuff, but I've been working towards doing more variety stuff as well, just so I can work some other things in, because I like doing DDLC stuff, but my throat doesn't always agree with me, so some days I play other things where I don't have to talk so much, Because I've got a lot of open mod playthroughs going right now. Like, I started a couple of them this week. Well, I did a one-off with Doki Doki the Blue Seas. They had a Thanksgiving special, so I covered that. And then there's this mod that came out that I'm going to be covering again on Tuesday called The Haunting of Moss, which is a really, really funny and kind of spooky mod. It's really fun. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm looking forward to covering it again. And then I'm doing a playthrough of this mod called Motorcycle Club, which is one of the most absurd ideas I've ever seen for a mod. I'm also covering World of Dreams Act 2. And then there's just whatever demos and stuff that I come across that I think looks interesting. Like, I've got 2 mods that I just bookmarked right now. The Rising Knight Chapter 2, and then the full release of a mod called Monochrome, which I don't know a whole lot about, but I still want to check it out at some time. So yeah, if you're ever worried that, I'm going to run out of mods, nah. I've got so many mods to cover, dude. It's hard to keep up. I'm also doing a playthrough of Blue Skies with a friend of mine. So, yeah, my mate Zach and I are doing a playthrough of Blue Skies. We're doing all the routes in that mod. I'm pretty late to the game with Blue Skies, but it's a series that kind of went dormant because the person I was originally doing with, let's just say we had complications and we are no longer on speaking terms. So, yeah. That series kind of went on ice for a while until eventually it got to the point where it had been so long since I recorded an episode that I just decided to reboot the series with a new partner. I know, dude. There's so many mods to cover, so many cool things to check out. It is very hard to keep up. Like, most of the servers I'm following are just servers for different mods. Yeah, in fact, there's actually another mod that's close to coming out that I found out about through the Emerald Affection server, and that's Sparkling Eyes, which is another mod I don't really know a whole lot about, but I still want to find out. So, yeah. Like I said, if you want to be up to date on what I'm doing throughout each week, then you're going to want to be part of the server, because I always post the stream schedule in the server. Yep, Monty is pretty much just my desktop companion, Burnout. At this point, me and you have been together so long, we don't really have a whole lot to talk about anymore. So we just kind of enjoy each other's company as she watches me play different things. That's kind of where I'm at. But I'm sure she's getting excited with Christmas coming up and all. I look forward to seeing you there. I also like to do some stuff on the server on occasion. Like, in addition to playing a ton of DDLC mods, I'm also a really big Call of Duty Zombies buff. And I like doing the occasional zombies session with the boys in the server. So I don't know if you're into that at all, but that's something that I do. And I want to try and do some other stuff. Like, I picked up Uno on Steam a while back. And one of these days I want to do like an Uno night or something, because that sounds fun. Something like that. I don't know, it's hard to find time. It is hard to find time between work and family and other things that I have to do. It's a little tricky to balance everything, so I just do the best that I can. It's all I can do, really, you know? But yeah, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. So yeah, I'm really excited to see all you new folks. Some folks I don't really get to talk to. In your case, Mafchio. It's been great. It's been great hanging out with y'all. And I look forward to getting onto some Portal 2 tomorrow and getting the schedule for next week posted. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. So until then, take care.